to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Greetings, universe! My name is Orbital Bacon, and I am certified G1 and a real freaking prime. Welcome!
Well, excuse me, princess.
I drop unexpectedly, like bird shit.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Bloodwork. Welcome to another live stream. It's Friday, the end of the week. That means if you're here, you are indeed made of sterner stuff. Wooga wooga and booga booga, bim bams and flum bums. Oh, what's going on? Welcome, everybody. It's time for sterner stuff once again. We're kicking off the weekend. We do this every week. You know how we do. Kicking it off right. We're going to be sitting back, relaxing, having a good time with the Baconeers. As we A-log some cartoons, we're going to go over the latest memes from these decades-old cartoons. We're going to be going some Saturday morning preview. I got some weird stuff for you this weekend. We also got the news and updates, and of course, everybody's favorite segment of the week, the Waifu Roundup, all right? So who's ready to go? Thank you, Bloodwork, for the support right out the gate there. Unexpected, right? Unexpected, okay? So, we got a good show for you guys tonight. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you had a good week. And if you didn't, well, it's over. Can't hurt you anymore, okay? It's over now. So we're ready to kick off the weekend. Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Let's say hi to the people in the chat. We got a good crowd here, about 100 people to start off. I'd say that's pretty good, okay? I'd say that's pretty good. So I see some new faces in the chat. Always good to see. Hopefully you'll stick around, become familiar faces, and plenty of familiar faces, all right? So let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. You know what to do. Put that bacon in the sky. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. All right, let's see.
Magnificent. Look at the size of that thing.
Just want to say thank you for the nostalgia with cartoons and anime. You're doing the Lord's work.
Scanners on.
Thank you so much, Wheeze. And Chester Stevens, too.
Magnificent.
That's
Look
no
at the
moon.
size of that thing.
Or is it?
A little gas in the tank for the waifu machine.
Thank you, Chester Stevens. Oh, and Mavericat. Hail. Hail, Mavericat. Let's go.
Time to start off the weekend right. Helik bin Shira.
Yes, Helik bin Shira. It doesn't make as much sense when the pop-up doesn't work and you can't see the Decepticons. Hail and Mavericat there. Thank you so much. All right, keep putting that bacon up in the sky. Send it up into orbit there. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Thank you, guys.
Well,
Big support right out the gate.
Excuse me, princess.
Should have been a channel surfing thing, but with so much Sid and Marty Croft stuff. Have you seen Electra Woman and Dyna Girl?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Man, that would have been good on channel surfing. You know, we're probably going to have to do a part 3 in the future We're going to revisit that theme. Don't worry. I think it's one of the best ones we've done so far. Let's see who we've got in here, though. We've got Colco Artist. What's going on? Kenzo's Creations. Nocturne in his mind, buddy. We got No Name, OVA. We got Andy Zoric, Duo Maxwell. We got Tomatoes, Killer Tomatoes. Input Emitter, Sane Adam, hail. We got Nzeru in here. Always good to see you, buddy. Philip Fabian, Storm Shield. We got Jason Long, hail. What's going on? Ron McChaos, hail. What's going on, buddy? Hell yeah. We got Little Retzy in here. We got Geek Goblin, Abnormal Edits, Hunter Batista, Leave Me Alone, Please No. We've got Blade 2.0. Make sure you get a hat for your hat. We've got Reverb 154. Good to see you as well. Bloodwork for crying in the mud, Bobby. Everybody run. It's Bloodwork. He drops like unexpected bird shit. Let's see. We got Ricardo Vasquez. We got Michael Russum. What's going on, brother? We got Daharka 88. Hail. We got Lynch 85. Hail. What's going on, brother? We got Impu T. Robert Chisholm. We got Ventlight. Tim J. Cool Spot 89. Gunjeezy Fashizi. Zentron is here. We got Mavericat here. Mike 6206. Good to see you. We've got Vixen 4327. Eric Teleria. Jay Samuel Birmingham. What's going on? Like I said, some new faces in the chat. Hopefully you'll stick around and become familiar faces, but good to see you here. We've got Toonhole John, Neo 007. We got Matthew Skudzinski, if I said that right. I always have to mispronounce somebody's name, and you might be the lucky winner this week. I don't know. Let's see who else we got. Prince of the Abyss.
Let's fuel up the BOOGA train.
Get the BOOGA train ready to depart the station there. Thank you, Reverb 154. Let's see who else we got in here. James D. Morris, Chester Stevens. Good to see you as well. Painting and Rambling with a visit from the Gyat Fairy.
With the 2-year anniversary coming up, everybody needs to make sure their wrangling devices have working samoflanges.
Yeah, you don't want a malfunctioning samoflange. I mean, what the fuck is a samoflange? But thank you so much. All right, let's see who else we got in here. We got Ronald Neal. We got 4444 Lowbrow. We've got Richard Hooper, Chaos Mage. We've got Tweety 6545. We've got, let's see, I got to scroll down. I always lose my place, but that's a good thing. That means you're throwing plenty of bacon up in the sky. That's what I like to see. We got Taverns Pull, hail. We got Darth Zed. What's going on, Darth Zed? We've got Zahira Smith, howdy. Let's see, we've got Rob TV. We've got, I lost my place again. It's all right. Medieval Syphilis, what's going on? You might want to have that looked at, man. It's medieval, all the way from medieval times. We've got Black Bog 86. We've got man, I keep losing my spot, but that's all right. There's a lot of people here. It's always good to see. Okay, it's always good to see. If I miss anybody, I'll keep an eye out on the chat. I'll give you a shout out as we go along. Keep putting the bacon up if you want a hello. Otherwise, you can yell at me through a super chat if you wanted to say something to the whole stream here. And of course, it goes towards fueling up that perpetual waifu machine. Support the war effort. We're waging a war on woke, okay?
According to Wilfriedel, a samoflange is 3 seashells.
But I don't even know how the 3 seashells work. Wait a minute, that doesn't explain anything. Thank you, Maverick Cat.
1 ticket to ride, preferably in Nocturna's cab. Appreciate it, op.
Oh, we're gonna be getting in the crossfire arena, all right? You'll get caught up in the crossfire. We're gonna get caught up in the crossfire, Kenzo. Just you wait. Just you wait. But yeah, we got tickets to ride on the BOOGA train there. I think it's about ready to leave the station. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Big support right out the gate. Like I said, we're waging a war on the woke, okay? We're bringing back the classic beauty of the waifus every week. We do this every week here, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sterner stuff, celebrating all the fun that we have with the nostalgia, the Saturday morning cartoons, the anime grindhouse, and of course, the classic waifus, the classic beauty of the classic waifus. Gonjeezy with 10 big Bison Bucks.
Booga wooga janky janky. Zooka zooky.
Zook zook booga booga zook zook booga booga. That song has been stuck in my head, okay? For anybody that was here for channel surfing, you already know there were plenty of songs, actually. There were quite a few that were earworms that have been stuck in my head, but nothing like that one.
Zook zook booga booga. Zook booga booga.
There it is. There it is right there, painting and rambling. So am I not the only one then? Am I not the only one that had that stuck in my head? I hope not. I hope not, because it has been in there. It's not going anywhere, okay? Zook booga booga, zook booga booga. One of those janky shows from down under. All hail, Reverb 154. All hail.
Let's see if we can get this pop-up to work here.
You got it, man. You got it unlocked now. You got it unlocked. All hail Reverb. Let's go. Zuka. Hell yeah, man. We're having a good start. We're supporting the war effort, okay? I think we're going to do well this week, and we'll fuel up that perpetual waifu machine, and when we get to the waifu roundup at the end of the show, we'll see what pinups you've unlocked. I've got a lot of good ones for you. All hail Crossfire. Let's go. All hail Crossfire.
We must help our neighbors in these trying times. We must extend to them a helping hand. Therefore we shall reach out our helping hands and we will help ourselves to our neighbors' waifus. Heel hentai.
All right, stealth check.
Stealth check.
Stealth check. Is she gonna make it? Oh, I'm getting nervous. Oh, no. Cake detected. Cake detected. Yuri tries every single live stream. She tries to pass that stealth check. Sometimes I think she's about to make it. I mean, I was getting a little nervous there, tugging on the collar, but nope. Stealth level is still 0. She's never going to make it, but you know what? Bless her heart for trying, okay? We can't fault her for trying, you know what I mean? Stealth check failed once again, every time. So yeah, if we can fill up those meters, because you know the waifus, they go whack for the stack. And I've got some good pinups for you guys tonight. We've got our main artist, Master Krakken, and Master Godai, a.k.a. Mr. Two Scoops. And we've even got a couple from guest artist Otacat, you know, a couple ones filling in the blanks there, a couple leftovers there. So we've got a bunch of really good stuff for you tonight, as well as all the usual segments, Saturday morning preview, where we go over the latest memes from these decades-old cartoons as I let you know a few of the shows that we've got lined up for you tomorrow morning. I like to keep a few surprises, and we do have some surprises for you tomorrow. Once again, kind of like last week, we've got a lot of new shows that haven't been featured on the channel before. I'm sure you guys will recognize most of them. I don't know, it depends. If you were here for Wednesday's channel surfing, then you'll probably recognize all of them, because I did take a couple from Wednesday's channel surfing, the clips that you guys sent in, which is one of my favorite parts. One of my all-time favorite parts of that live stream series is that you guys send me stuff that I might not have heard of before.
Let's see if we can get Nick to pop up tonight. He needs his triplet fix.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe you jinxed it there, Alchemy. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you jinxed it there. I'm not really sure what happened, because no, he did not pop up tonight, okay? He may be a little too much triplet fever, okay? Because he's MIA, all right? But yeah, so I like to save a few surprises for you guys, but if you were here for Wednesday, oh, there we go.
If Yuri were TTT triplets, or if she were very moist, very wet, she might make a stealth check.
Maybe. Oh man, I was getting a little nervous there because the Nick Cage one didn't pop up. And normally the second time it works, like we saw with the hailing Decepticons there. But nope, once again, failed rather. She's never gonna pass the stealth check. You know, I was, it glitched the second time. I thought it wasn't gonna show up at all. She's really trying, okay? A for effort there for Yuri. But yeah, if you guys were here for Wednesday, then you saw probably all the clips. Well, no, there's still going to be a couple of surprises. There's still going to be a couple of things. Well, at least one that was not featured on Wednesday and has not been featured on the channel before. So tomorrow morning's lineup is going to be a lot of fun. We're at volume 103. And as mentioned in a previous super chat, next week is the 2-year anniversary. So yeah, you definitely need to tune up those wrangling devices. Make sure they're functioning properly. You haven't blown a samoflange. Okay, we don't want to damage the samoflange, all right? You're going to piss off Panthro and the Thundercats, okay? Speaking of the Thundercats, there is a new hidden pop-up, all right? This was recommended, suggested very heavily. A lot of people were like, I say suggested, they were like, you better have this. You better have this new pop-up working. So there is a new Thundercats pop-up. It's hidden, though. It's not listed in the list, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. It's pretty on the nose for the year of the show that we've been watching, because we've been watching the reboot, right? So if you guys know, then you know what the secret amount is to get the new Thundercats pop-up, all right? So we've got that in there. We've got the news and updates, although kind of a slow news week, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes no news is good news, right? So a little bit of a slow news week, nothing like last week where we had some really cool stuff going on. I'm still waiting for some updates. Got to get on that call with Ben from ABZ Media or Entertainment. I want to make sure I get the name right there. But yeah, you know, still waiting on some updates there. So nothing too heavy with the news this week, but we will go over what's coming up on this coming week's Channel Surfing. And then, of course, the Waifu Roundup. And as I was saying, next week is the 2-year anniversary. So I don't know if I'm going to do necessarily anything special to the lineup itself, but we definitely got to celebrate. Okay, we definitely got to celebrate. I got to go all out with the pinups, have that stuff ready for you guys for next week. But don't worry, this week is no slouch either, okay? We got a lot of really good ones. Like I said, all the main artists are on deck. Master Krakken and Master Godai. Plus oh, there we go.
Thundercats!
Let's see.
There you go. There you go. Look at that thunder. Oh, look at that thunder there. Thunder cake. Thunder cake. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, you got Chitara's thunder cake there, man. Yeah, she's stealing the show. Okay, she's stealing the show. I know it's supposed to be all about Lionel, and they have some pretty dramatic plots going on. Jaga getting kidnapped, but I guess he got killed off. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. They broke the orb he was trapped in. I'm not really sure. But, you know, some pretty heavy plots there. But nevertheless, Chitara, she's stealing the show, all right? She's the only Thundercat I think we care about. Well, at least until another one. And there's going to be another waifu coming up soon. She hasn't shown up yet. We're only, 8 episodes or 12 episodes in? I think we're only 12 episodes in, about halfway through. We're halfway there, living on a prayer. But we still got plenty more to go. So if you guys have not yet joined the Discord server and you want to watch Thundercats with us, then make sure you click the link in the description, join the Discord, because every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we do a watch party in there of classic shows. I mean, 2011, I don't know if you consider that a classic, but Thundercats itself is a classic. And it's stuff that we can't watch on YouTube, you know, because a lot of stuff gets blocked depending on who owns it. Warner Brothers, Disney, NBC Universal, those big studios there, they're pretty notorious for blocking things because they want you to watch it on their channels or their streaming services, right? Nobody else can have any fun with their shows, okay? But that's not going to stop us. We're having fun nonetheless because we just watch them in OBTV in the Discord and we riff on them there. There's a side chat just like we got on YouTube and everybody's riffing. It's just like Mystery Bacon 3000. Mystery Bacon Theater 3000 when we do on Saturday morning and with the Anime Grindhouse, all right? So make sure you're not missing out on that, all right? So we've got a good show here lined up for you, so hopefully you guys are here for the long haul. Make sure you got plenty of pizza rolls, your Spark, your Spin, your Crystal Twist, your Foo-Pa. There was a couple other new ones. Space Precinct 2040 introduced Flash, although I wouldn't recommend using that. According to that episode, it makes you spontaneously combust, or at the very least, you turn into a Bobo from the Double Dragon movie. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to include Flash, okay? I think we'll just stick to the other ones from the cartoons that we had before. Because, Space Precinct, man, it's kind of crazy. Speaking of watch parties, we do that over on Bacon Bits every Friday. So you got that coming up tonight as well. All right? And before we get started, let me go ahead and hail the stream boss. We got Ranma Chaos here with 28 hit points on the health bar. That's a very nice start there. All hail. All hail. Let's get those pizza rolls raining. Let's get that waifu swanging for Ranma Chaos. It's still anybody's game, though, okay? It's still anybody's game. Anybody could come in and take over. So, Ranma, you keep your head on a swivel, man. One swift super kick, and you're out of the chair, okay? You're out of the throne. Then you'll be replaced. A new stream boss shall take the throne, all right? So better be watching out. What's going on? Wolfpack Gaming JD is in here. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat and say hello. I see Kyle J in here as well. People still funneling in. Master Godai, there's Mr. Two Scoops himself. Mr. Two Scoops himself right there showing up in the chat. We've got a really cool pinup from him. And there's a lot of waifus. It's kind of like a half and half. for the waifu roundup. We've got some pinups of waifus that were featured in last week's lineup, and then we've got some that were featured maybe a week or two ago. You know, some recent lineups that we might not have gotten to, or maybe the artists weren't done in time, you know, whatever it may be, which I don't fault them. You know, I give them a pretty long list of work every week, so it's not really any problem that they're not able to get the whole thing done each time, because we'll get to them eventually, okay? The waifus are eternal. The love for waifus is forever, right? So I think we'll appreciate them no matter what. But I always like to have at least a few that were featured in the past Saturday's lineup. So we got a couple of those in there. We've got a couple from a few weeks ago or a couple weeks ago. So it's a good mix. And I'm already working on the list for next week because, like I said, 2-year anniversary, man. It's pretty crazy. We just had the volume 100 celebration, and now we're about to hit the 2-year anniversary. Crossfire again. Hail. Let's go, Crossfire.
Not even a super kick is needed. Allow me to demonstrate. Heel hentai.
Hail Crossfire. Let's go. Taking over Stream Boss. And yes, as he said, didn't even need a super kick. He just reached out his hand and he took the Stream Boss title. All right. He just extended his hand there and took it from, I told you, Ranma. I told you, man, you got to keep your head on a swivel. It's anybody's game. All right. It's a close battle here. So Crossfire, don't get too comfortable there because you never know. Rama could come back and take it right back from you. But now Crossfire has 29, almost 30 hit points there on the health bar. All hail Crossfire. Let me get some more pizza rolls raining. Get that waifu swinging one more time there for Crossfire. All hail the Stream Boss. Big support right out the gate, man. Thank you guys so much supporting the war effort there. I feel like maybe you want to unlock some pinups tonight, okay? I got that feeling. You want to make the waifus go whack for the stack and unlock those pinups. Let's go. All right. Well, without any more hot dogging and grandstanding, let's go ahead and get the show started here. We do have a full show for you tonight. Probably going to be going for about 2 hours. That way we don't bleed into the Space Precinct watch party.
Magnificent!
Look at the size of that thing!
Roxy Rocket showed us the true meaning of homosexual.
Yes, she did. That entire episode, or at least her lines in that episode, are basically all phrasing, even with a little bit of framing in there.
Framing? That's framing!
There's even a little framing in there as well. I might have to make a new pop-up just for Roxy. She's kind of an underappreciated waifu. Was she just a one-off? I don't remember her being a recurring villain like Poison Ivy or any of the others. I think she was just in that one episode, which is a bit of a shame. We need more, okay? We need more Roxy, all right? But don't worry, there's actually some pinups in the work. One of our regular Stream Bosses here, he's kind of like the Undertaker of Waifu Mania. He's got the Stream Boss streak running, although it's been broken a couple of times, but still, I think he's setting a record. Daryl Walick has actually requested a Roxy Rocket pinup. So that's in the works, all right? So even if she only had that one episode, she's going to be immortalized by our artist, Master Krakken, all right? That's coming down the line, all right? So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into the show. Like I said, full show for you tonight. Going to be a good time, couple hours here. We do this every Friday, kicking off the weekend, all right? You might have had a long week of work. I know some people have to work over the weekend, and, you know, that kind of sucks. But, hey, hopefully you can chill here with the Bacon Ears tonight and enjoy the show. And then we've got the watch party over on Bacon Bits afterwards at midnight Eastern Standard Time, all right? So let's get into it. Let's go. I'm hyped up. I'm zooking out.
No, man, he's just zooking out. He'll be okay.
Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm zooking out, man. I'm ready to go. I'm always pumped for the weekend, man. Even though it's kind of like the work week for me. I mean, I do work during the week. I'm making videos and, of course, channel surfing, but Friday is kind of like my Monday because I got to get ready for Sterner stuff. Got to get the Saturday morning video. Actually, I start that on Thursday. Anime Grindhouse, and, you know, Saturday's busy. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I really wouldn't have it any other way because I love hanging out with the Bacon Ears. You guys are the best community on YouTube, and it's so much fun hanging out with you guys. So let's get started here with the Saturday morning preview. Gonna let you know most of the shows, not all of them, just mostly the lineup for what we have tomorrow.
Roxy Rocket was actually in 3 episodes over 3 different series. She had her appearance in Batman, then one in Superman, and finally a cameo in JLU.
Really? I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that.
Magnificent! Look at the size of that thing!
If we're talking about homosexuals, you gotta give Raleigh Vincent some love.
Yeah, oh man, Raleigh Vincent, another underappreciated waifus. How come so many of the underappreciated waifus are homosexuals? You know, well, I guess because waifus love cannons, all right? They love big cannons. Let's go. Thank you, Maverick Cat, for the information there about Roxy Rocket. And thank you, Chester Stevens, for the big support taking over Stream Boss. All hail Chester Stevens. Let's go. Get those pizza rolls raining. Let's get the waifu swinging again. Oh, Kitty's there too. Get her, Kitty, get her. See, Kitty's back on the job, all right? He's back on the job. No more sleeping on the job for Kitty. It's not summer vacation. He's actually back on task, all right? So all hail Chester Stevens with 40 big hit points there. Very respectable health bar there. He might be able to hold on to Stream Boss for a little bit longer, but it is still pretty close. It is still pretty close. So not even a super kick, as it was pointed out. Not even a super kick would be needed. So you better watch out, buddy. You better watch out, okay? Just keep that head on a swivel there, all right? But let's get into the Saturday morning preview. Like I said, I'll run down most of the shows that we have for you tomorrow morning. I like to keep a couple of surprises. Although, like I said, if you were here for Wednesday, if you were here for channel surfing, you're going to be able to guess even some of the ones that I don't show tonight, because I kind of gave it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to put this one in there. You know what I mean? I was like, there were too many good clips. There were too many good clips. Like I was saying, that was one of my favorite parts of channel surfing every week. In fact, it doesn't really matter what the theme is. Every week, you guys send in stuff that I either had completely forgotten about or just never even heard of. And we like to add that stuff into the Saturday morning lineup to keep it fresh. We might be going into summer, but you're not going to be getting too many reruns. Maybe one or two here or there, because there are only so many shows. You know, it's kind of finite with how many shows and how many episodes they each have. So you might get some summer reruns here and there, but we're going to be keeping it very fresh with brand new shows that have not been featured on the channel before. If you guys have been watching the last couple of volumes, and I mentioned it ever since volume 100, we're going to be expanding, going into different time periods, right? So instead of just sticking to the 80s and 90s mostly with a little bit of early 2000s like it was for those first 100 volumes, now we're going further beyond, okay? We're going back to the 60s, the 70s, maybe even older than that. In fact, that's a big hint for you tomorrow. Might be even going a little older than that. And then we'll go the other direction as well, going into the late 2000s and maybe even the early 2010s, depending on what we can get away with when it comes to copyright, as well as, that's when stuff kind of started to suck, you know? Like, once you get into the mid-2010s, it starts really getting bad, you know, getting pretty hairy there. So not as many good shows. And, of course, we're not as nostalgic for the more modern stuff. We're nostalgic for the classic stuff, all right? So that's still going to be the main focus. 80s and 90s will still be the main focus, but we're going to keep it fresh, like I said, with some stuff from the 60s, 70s, maybe even a little older, and every now and then we'll dip our toes into the more modern era in the late 2000s, all right? So got a good mix-up for you tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you'll be here 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got a full 3-hour block. All right, 9 to noon, full 3-hour block there for you.
Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats!
Your waifus are too skinny. Bring on the Bakshi curves, wizards.
Oh, don't you worry, buddy. I mean, we call Master Godai Mr. Two Scoops for a reason. I don't think he's ever drawn a skinny waifu in his life, okay? and that's not like an insult or anything, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's drawn a skinny waifu ever, okay? We call him Mr. Two Scoops for a reason. And I would say that Master Krakken also, I wouldn't call them skinny, you know? They're pretty damn curvy. I think Mr. Bakshi would be proud, all right? Ralph Bakshi, who actually shouted out the channel, gave his official permission directly from his own personal Twitter account, said that this is the place, all right? This is the channel to check out Spicy City, which is one of his most underrated and lesser known works, all right? Now, I know you guys here, you guys are well familiar with Spicy City. We did the original premiere on his birthday, and then we did a rewatch of it, you know, kind of a summer rerun last year. And we might have to do it again just to introduce the other new faces that have come along since then, now that we've been around for about 2 years doing this, lots of new faces and stuff. Might have to do another Spicy City watch party. But yeah, you guys are very well familiar with that one, but the general public, I think, doesn't really know about it. It's kind of a hidden gem. And Ralph Bakshi himself on his Twitter account said, yeah, this is the channel to check it out in HD. I don't know. Is 720 HD? Or is that 1080? Because I upload everything in glorious 720p, despite some people sort of complaining about it, say, man, why can't you make them HD? Well, because I like 720p. That's the best P. All right. So that's where you can check it out right here on the main channel. We've still got the replay from 2 Octobers ago. My goodness, 2 years, man. Time flies. Time flies. All right. But yeah, so we've got a really good lineup for you tomorrow. Like I said, 3 hours, okay? A full 3-hour block, 9 to noon Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a good show. Let's get into it. Some of the stuff that we've got. We're going to start out with who you see there on the thumbnail, kind of gives away one of the shows. And it is also a summer rerun, technically, because back in one of the very earliest Saturday morning lineups, I should have looked it up before the show so I could tell you the exact volume. But it was one of the first, like before it even got into double digits, okay? Single digit volumes, all right? We had X-Men, Pride of the X-Men, which is a reference to Kitty Pryde, okay? So if you guys have seen the thumbnail, you probably recognize Dazzler, and that'll let you know, that'll clue you in to one of the shows that we've got. And it's a lot of fun, okay? For anybody that's new and maybe hasn't seen it before, I think it was it Daryl Waylick? Was it The Undertaker himself? Who mentioned that he hadn't seen it, and he was telling a bunch of friends that also hadn't seen it. You guys kind of come watch this with the bacon ears. We got to riff on this, okay? Because Magneto wants the beer, all right? Magneto is here for the beer, okay? And I was talking about this one on Wednesday because somebody sent in a clip, which was the intro. And of course, the theme song can't hold a candle to the 90s theme song with that epic guitar riff. I don't think anything can, really, not just X-Men related, but any other cartoon. It's kind of hard pressed to top that 90s X-Men intro. But I still have a soft spot in my heart for this pilot episode intro. It's got lyrics, right? They're singing X-Men saving the day. It's super cheesy. But we love cheese. We love the jank, right? That's what we like that around here, just like the Zook.
No, man, he's just zooking out.
Whoops,
He'll be
wrong button.
okay.
Well, I am zooking out.
We like Zook, see?
Yeah, see, we like Zook. See, we also like cheese and we also like jank. And so I can very much appreciate the theme song in the Pride of the X-Men pilot there. And so we're going to hear that and watch the full episode. It's pretty much the only way we'll ever get the X-Men on the channel because, coming your way. There you go. Duo Maxwell knows the lyrics. There you go. Pretty much the only way that we'll get the X-Men on the channel since Disney owns it. And of course, the 90s show, which I wish we could watch on the channel, is blocked by Disney. But we have watched through the entire series, all 5 seasons already. It was one of the first things we did when I started doing the regular OBTV watch parties on Tuesday and Thursday. So, if you weren't there, then unfortunately you've already missed it. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll probably do it again in the future. It's so nice we can watch it twice. You know what I mean? But I was talking about this one on Wednesday because, somebody did send in the intro. We got to rock out to the theme song and all of its cheesy glory. And I was given a little bit of a background about it, how it was the pilot. Even though it came out in the 80s, it is referred to as the pilot because it was meant to be the actual show. And it does technically count as the pilot for the 90s series. Even though a lot of the costumes are different, the roster, for that matter, is pretty different. You got Dazzler in here. You got Kitty Pryde, who would end up being replaced with Jubilee. Kind of both of them, if you think about it. Jubilee has very similar powers to Dazzler, but then she fills in more of the role that Kitty Pryde was going to fill in on this show. And, the Wolverine got his Pikachu costume instead of the golden brown, which is preferred, I think, by most people. And so, it does stand as the official pilot for the 90s X-Men cartoon. But I was giving you guys some background because it was pretty janky. The reason why it didn't get picked up right away, they released it in the 80s and they had to go back to the drawing board and take a couple years all the way into 92 to get the show picked up. Because it was kind of laughed out of the studio originally. Like when they first presented the pilot, they were like, what is this? Okay. it's too cheesy. You know, you guys can probably remember back in the day, you know, if you're younger, you didn't really have an appreciation for the cheese like you develop once you get older. You know, once you mature and you start appreciating that fine cheese, that fine jank, right? Well, but back then they didn't appreciate it, and they were like laughing it out of the studio. They were like, what is this voice acting? What is this cheesy theme song? Like, I don't think anybody's going to want to watch this. You know what I mean? And of course, Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine. I'm looking at you with the Australian accent, even though he's Canadian. Yeah, no fun allowed. Exactly, Black Bog. No fun allowed. But yeah, Wolverine with his Australian accent, and you know, it was pretty cheesy, right? But hey, I still like it. But I was going back, I was doing some research to see if there was anything else I could find, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? I found the original audio here, the original audio of what they turned into the studio, and I could see why, actually. I'm like, oh, well, if this is what they showed them, then no wonder they didn't pick it up. They were like, yeah, you got to go get some actual voice actors. We can't show this on Saturday morning. Are you crazy? What are you, crazy? So let me show you the clip here, and maybe you'll see why it wasn't picked up right away, okay?
Charles, you stole my Jodeci boots. I'm about to beat your ass.
Oh no, what is he doing here?
Where's the beer? Charles, they trying to kill me. I just did 40 years in Guantanamo Bay.
Man, that's because I was sick and tired of you, you fuck.
I don't need no motherfucking keys.
I don't think you're allowed to say that on Saturday morning. I don't think that's going to fly.
Let a nigga in.
Definitely not that. Whoa, buddy.
Let a nigga in. Let me through here too. Oh,
shit.
Yeah, Charles. Where the fuck is the beer?
Magneto just wants the beer, you know? That was his original plot. He was never trying to take over the world. He was never trying to establish mutant supremacy. He just wanted the beer.
Juggy, why the hell you always trying to fuck on my game? Don't you know I'm trying to get busy and you have to bring Magno?
Nigga, you threw the best parties ever. Where the fuck is the beer? Don't you remember?
That face he makes, where the fuck is the beer? Damn it, you better hand over the Zook, all right? Magneto looks like he's already on the Zook, but I guess he wants a little bit more. You better hand it over, Charles.
The best parties ever. Where the fuck is the beer? Don't you remember that time with the 2 Colombian bitches and the 3 kilos of coke?
Get out of here, Kitty! Kitty, get out of here!
Come here, Charles! Have you ever been to a frat party? Charles, you told the police that I shot the shit out the British Bulldog?
Oh, no, not the British Bulldog, no. Charles, he snitched. He snitched on the Juggernaut, told him about how he shot the shit out of the British Bulldog. Oh, man, yeah, you guys, a lot of you guys recognize the meme. Most of you recognize the meme. It's the Juggernaut, bitch. It still is kind of funny. Imagine if that is what they turned into the studio. It was like, hey, look, this is going to be awesome, right? We got to put this on Saturday morning. Yeah, Magneto, he's after the beer, okay? He doesn't want mutant supremacy. He's not trying to take over the world or destroy it or anything like that. Just wanted to have a frat party, okay? Just wanted to have a frat party, just like that time with the Colombian hookers and the 3 kilos of coke or whatever the fuck he said to Professor Xavier there. You know, that's all he was after, okay? That's all he was after. But yeah, so it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And, you know, like I said, it is a meme. It's not, you guys can tell it's not real. But we do get some good stuff. Speaking of memes, we do get some classic stuff here from the Orbital Station. Just like I was saying before in the previous volume, since volume 100, when we get into some of these older shows that are they going to predate our memes? Does J-Law apply? Does Wrangling apply? Fear not. Don't you fret, because all of the great Orbital Station memes that we have, that a lot of you guys, they are birthed organically. You know what I mean? They're created organically. Like, we just come up with this stuff, and some of them stick, you know, some of them land, some not so much. But, you know, we have all of our classic memes here, and a lot of these still apply. And because we watched X-Men originally so many volumes ago, about 100 volumes ago, a lot of the memes weren't even around back then, so we have to apply them now. Now that we're watching it again, we got to update it, okay? We got to update it. Just like I need to update the stream boss there. I didn't even notice that. All hail Weiss. All hail Weiss, if I'm saying that right. The new stream boss, by $1, took out Chester Stevens. Get the pizza rolls raining. Get the waifu swinging for Weiss there, man. Thank you guys for the big support tonight. My goodness. hanging on by $1 there. Okay, that's one extra hit point. So as I've been telling the other stream bosses, keep your head on a swivel. If you've been paying attention, the position, the seat, the throne has changed hands several times already, and we're not even an hour into the show. So better watch out, Weiss, all right? Enjoy it while you can, though, okay? Enjoy it while you can. And thank you for the big support, man. I think you're a new face around here. Hopefully you'll stick around and become a familiar face, and I really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. All hail Weiss, man. That's great. So yeah, we've got all of the classic memes that can apply to X-Men, just like the other shows that we've been watching here. And we got to update it, because the first time we watched it, we didn't have Wranglin', we didn't have J-Law, Frosted Flakes, any of that stuff. And I got to tell you, tomorrow morning's lineup, not just with X-Men, with all the shows, stacked and packed, wall to wall with waifus, and all the memes are there. We're going to see J-Law, we're going to see Frosted Flakes, we're going to see plenty of Wranglin'. My goodness, more Wranglin' than I could even do tonight, just because it would be, I didn't want it to get old, you know? I'm like, man, I'm going to be making so many Wrangle memes, so I better leave one of these shows out. Had to leave a whole show out. You know, normally I do anyway to keep something a surprise, but as I was going through everything, I'm like, I'm going to have like 5 or 6 Wranglin' memes here if we put on. So we'll just leave that one out, but we'll see plenty of Wranglin' tomorrow. We'll see some Frosted Flakes, man, big bowls, all right? Big, you know, those mixing bowl size Frosted Flakes, all right? There's going to be some characters chowing down, all right? As well as the J-Law and everything else. It's going to be awesome. And speaking of Wranglin', let's get into one of the new waifus, the one that hit the thumbnail. That's right, she got awarded the thumbnail this week. That's Dazzler, an underappreciated waifu. She hasn't really shown up in much outside of the comics. I mean, she's been in the comics a good bit back in the 70s and a little bit in the 80s there. She kind of on hiatus, and I think they brought her back for A-Force or whatever it was called, where it's just basically just a bunch of waifus from like the X-Men and the Avengers teaming up. So, you know, Dazzler's been around in the comics, but outside the comics, she hasn't really shown up too much. She was in the X-Men arcade game, the Konami one, that we actually streamed on Monday. And she was in the pilot here, but then she got replaced by Jubilee, even though Jubilee's filling more the role of Kitty Pryde, but she's got the similar powers, you know, using like the destructive light powers, fireworks, whatever you want to call it. I think Dazzler also mixes in sound. She takes sound and makes it into destructive light, but it's still light power. It's basically Jubilee. I mean, they're very similar. Let's go, painting and rambling, fueling up the Frost Boss, getting it ready to drive.
Emma Frostaflake.
Emma Frostaflakes. Yeah, hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Emma Frostaflakes, who we will also see tomorrow, okay? Foreshadowing there. And with that, painting and rambling has actually become the stream boss. Look, Weiss, I told you, I didn't mean to jinx it, but I knew you were just, you know, it's a close battle. You're hanging on by a thread there. So painting and rambling by $1, 1 hit point, 1 additional hit point there for 42 hit points on the health bar has now become stream boss. Man, what a battle we've got going on here. I'm going to run out of pizza rolls. Actually, no, I'm not. I've got plenty. I got a lifetime supply. But let's get those pizza rolls raining. Let's get the waifu swinging again. Oh, Kitty's back in action. He's back again, man. He failed the first time, but he's not giving up. See, I appreciate that. I appreciate the tenacity of Kitty, okay? So yeah, we've got Dazzler here. She made the thumbnail. She is the highlighted waifu, underappreciated waifu. She doesn't even really have that much. She's kind of underappreciated in the episode too. She doesn't really have that much screen time or whatever. But hey, we're going to give her some love here on the Orbital station, man. I like Dazzler. And even if she's not on the screen very much, Kitty Pryde is more of like the focus. Storm is there too. So it's a decent sized cast. They can't give everybody a spotlight through the whole episode. But the short time that she's there, she gets wrangled, all right? Wrangled and tangled. So just like I was saying, we got to update our memes when we've got a new show here. We've got to update it because the last time we watched this, it was about 100 volumes ago. We didn't have the wrangling meme just yet, but now it's here. And even if Dazzler isn't on for very long, well, she gets wrangled in that time. So let's check it out.
Next, meet Allison Blair, the Dazzler.
Wrangled right away. I didn't know the Danger Room had a wrangle sequence, you know? Normally the Danger Room is for fighting against the villains, you know, practicing your skills, using your mutant powers and all that. But apparently the Danger Room has a wrangling theme too. Didn't know that. They got wrangle scenarios in there. Professor Xavier, a Baconeer? Because I would imagine he's the one programming all these scenarios into the danger room, right? So everybody else got some sort of, hazard that they had to avoid. Colossus was getting squished. Nightcrawler had to teleport out of harm's way. But no, for Dazzler, Professor Xavier, he might be a Baconeer. He's like, oh, the wrangle room. Yeah, it's not the danger room. It's the wrangle room. She was in a different room. That's the one next door. All the other X-Men were in the danger room, but Dazzler was in the wrangle room next door. So yeah, Professor Xavier, he might be a Baconeer, okay? He's programming that in there, right? Don't let the fact he's in a wheelchair fool you. So yeah, we get Dazzler getting wrangled there. Oh, whist like Swiss, let's go!
When we tussle, Orbital wins. I owe you for the videos, thanks for your work, Op.
Thank you. So was I mispronouncing your name then? I assume by you saying whist like Swiss that I was mispronouncing it by saying Weiss. So my bad. I think if you were here at the start, I mispronounce at least one person's name every week. It's a running gag that I don't even intend to be a running gag. I'm just highly regarded. Okay. So you appear to be the lucky winner this week. Now, unfortunately, because you used a different name, it's not adding to the health bar. I don't know if it's a glitch, maybe it's a feature, who knows. But Stream Elements is weird like that. You actually have to use the exact same name with the same spelling and everything for it to add to your health bar. But don't worry, I'll keep it in mind, because that would have put you as the new stream boss. That would put you above Painting and Rambling. If I'm doing my math correctly there, you would now have 46 hit points on the health bar. So even though it's not showing up, we're still gonna hail Whis, all right? Hail Whis, resuming his place as a stream boss. It's a good thing I stocked up on pizza rolls. My goodness, get the pizza rolls raining, get the waifu swanging, because Whis has resumed his place as the stream boss. Even if you don't see it there, just make sure you use the same name and spelling so that way it'll pop up there. But don't worry, I'll make a mental note. My math skills are decent. They're decent. So I think, as long as we don't get dollars and cents in there and just keep it nice round numbers, I should be able to do just fine. Okay. So thank you so much, man, for the big support. All hail Whis as the stream boss.
Yes! Yes!
10 big Bison Bucks. Now he's making it official.
Let's make it official.
Yeah, now he's making it official there. Okay. Well, see, now I don't even have to remember. All right, making it easy, making my job easier there. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Big support right out the gate, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the content here. I really am, because that's the best part, is I like enjoying this stuff with you guys. I've said it on previous streams before, and I can't even watch stuff by myself anymore. I've kind of been spoiled by the Baconeers, you know what I mean? Because watching stuff on your own is just kind of boring. Once you've experienced the Mystery Bacon Theater 3000 and you've been riffing on these shows with the Baconeers, it's just nothing else will suffice, So it's my favorite part about making this content, putting the nostalgic compilations together, whether it's Saturday morning cartoons or the Anime Grindhouse. The best part is enjoying it with you guys, all the riffing we do, the memes we come up with, the classic memes that become recurring, like the wrangling, as you see on the screen right here. That is the most fun for me anyway, and I hope that you guys are enjoying that as well. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the support. So yeah, we've got Dazzler here, the underrated waifu, getting wrangled and tangled in those vines there. Like I said, you're going to have wall-to-wall waifus, all right, stacked and packed tomorrow morning, and this is just the first bit here. And as the title implies, you also get Kitty Pryde, all right? You also get Kitty Pryde, who looks like she might be having a moment with Dazzler, all right? Now, I know that most of the stuff with Dazzler, I don't even know. It's kind of hard to keep up with the modern comics. They're turning everybody into some sort of weirdo. But, it's like, were they having a moment all the way back then? It looks like Kitty Pryde and Dazzler are having a moment there. I think they're having a moment. Yeah, definitely a moment, right? So yeah, you've got Kitty Pryde as well. Storm is in there as well. So yeah, just this one episode, you've got plenty of new waifus to wrangle. So make sure you get your wrangling device of choice ready to go for X-Men. It's going to be early on in the lineup. It's not the first show in the lineup. First show's a surprise because it goes way back. It's before the 80s. It's before the 70s. It's even before the 60s, okay? So, yeah, it's going way back in the first episode of the lineup, but the second one will be X-Men, and you're going to have plenty of waifus to wrangle already, okay? So just like it was said in the super chat earlier, tune up those wrangling devices. Make sure they're in shape. Make sure you're not going to blow a samoflange, all right? Because who knows where to even replace one of those. I don't even know what one of those is, okay? I don't even know what they are. So, yeah, you don't want to damage anything. So make sure everything's tuned up and ready to go. And that's not even all. So Kitty Pryde, Dazzler Storm, somebody mentioned earlier, Emma Frostiflakes. Emma Frostiflakes, don't mind if I do. Because we also have the White Queen. We've got an evil waifu in here as well. All right, we've got an evil waifu in here as well. And she's even wearing the classic costume, the classic White Queen from the Hellfire Club. This is also probably why it didn't get picked up originally. You know, like if you guys remember, Storm's outfit was a little skimpy. I mean, Dazzler's in the skin tight suit, even though everything's covered. And then you got White Queen here, Emma Frost, the Emma Frostiflakes, which is what she's probably causing. She's probably causing some Frostiflakes amongst the other characters because, my goodness, okay? Just walking around, yams out.
Boobs!
Yams out, just walking around like that. So, you know, you got to watch out, okay? Emma Frostiflakes pouring a big bowl of those, all right? So, yeah, we've got an evil waifu to wrangle. We've got plenty of waifus on the X-Men team. It's going to be a really good lineup, and we're just getting started, all right? We're just getting started. So, yeah, tune up those wrangling devices, all right? We're just getting started, all right? So, yeah, it's going to be a fun time watching this one, rewatching with some of the Baconeers. You know, if you're a moldy oldie Baconeer, you know, we're rewatching it, summer rerun. But if you're new, it's going to be the first time you're seeing it on the channel, unless you've gone back and watched all 100 volumes. And maybe some of you have, but I think it'll be fun nonetheless. All right. It's always a good time watching these shows with the Baconeers. And, you know, I kind of dig this outfit, not, you know, for the obvious reasons. There's obvious reasons, but I also like that fur collar cape, you know, kind of classy, right? Makes her, you know, definitely a woman of high fashion, a waifu of high fashion, right? And speaking of, we've got another waifu of high fashion, and this is a new show. This next one is a new show for the channel. Have never shown it before. In fact, I didn't even know it existed until Wednesday, until channel surfing, and I believe it was Prince of the Abyss who brought this to my attention, submitted the clip. He even said, how can you be a nostalgic channel that is centered around waifus and have overlooked this waifu? Well, don't worry. We are rectifying that mistake, okay? We are going to fix it tomorrow morning. We've got Goldie Gold and Action Jack, all right? So this was a brand new show I didn't even know existed from the 80s, okay? And it's got a classic waifu here. Kind of looks like Emma Frost. A little bit of that vibes. Are you guys seeing that too? You guys seeing that too? She's got the white fur coat, of course, the blonde, right? A high fashion waifu, okay? A waifu of refined taste, all right? So Goldie Gold, which is basically the female Richie Rich. I mean, you know, you can guess that by the name, right? Goldie Gold, Richie Rich. She even has a helicopter, just like Richie Rich. Although in her case, she flies it herself. I don't remember Richie if he flew the helicopter himself because he was just a kid. But this is an adult waifu here, so she's flying her own helicopter. But I don't know if that makes it any better because, as you guys know, J-Law is universal. The J-Law is eternal. So let's see if the flight makes it. I don't know. It might crash. Maybe I've got some spoilers in here for you. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But yeah, we've got a brand new show here for the channel. Have not shown it before. Didn't know it existed until this past Wednesday. And we've got Goldie Gold and Action Jack. All right. So yeah, she's channeling a little bit of that Emma Frost there, you know, giving me the Emma Frostiflakes vibes. All right. And just like we've been talking about with these other shows, that even if they're new shows to the channel, even if they're a little older or newer, depending on when we pull them from the timeline there, do the memes still apply? Of course they do. Of course they do. And we might have a contender for wrangling, okay? You guys know Lady J is the wrangle queen. She has been wrangled 4.5, some might say 5. It's kind of debatable. Some people want to make it a 0.5 on there. Some people want to round it out. I rounded up to a full 5 wrangles, but nonetheless, no other waifu has even gotten the 4 wrangles, because previously I thought she'd only been wrangled 4 times in that episode. Come to find out it was 4.5, maybe even 5, depending on how you look at it. But no waifu's even been able to defeat that record, even if it was 4, the previously mistaken one. But we might have a contender here, okay? Because this is the first episode, not necessarily of the series, but I think I got like episode 3 or something. I don't remember exactly which one. But I just was skimming through the series and go, okay, which one looks interesting? Oh, this one looks pretty cool. And so I picked that for the lineup. And then I'm going through it, seeing if there's any good memes. And just in this first episode that I've come across here, first real exposure to the show, and she's already getting wrangled multiple times. So in this one episode. So we might have a contender, a future contender. I don't know if she's going to break the record tomorrow, but if you guys like the show and we end up putting more episodes in future lineups, we might see that she gives Lady J a run for her money, okay? So just like we were saying before, the old memes, they still apply. So let's see how she gets wrangled a couple of times here. Is that the Lochnar? That's my Lochnar. That's my Lochnar. Is he going to wrangle her with the Lochnar? This might be a new method here, guys. The Lochnar wrangle.
And you are going nowhere.
Lochnar into poot gas. Whoa, that's a new one for sure. Yeah, that's my Lochnar. It's the Lochnar. Well, it looked like it anyway. I don't know why it was glowing, if it was just a smoke bomb. So I don't really know what it is. But yeah, it looks kind of like the Lochnar. It's glowing, but then explodes into poot gas. I don't really know what's going on.
More than 2,000 years ago, according to the scrolls I found, the alien landed in this ancient island city. His mission was to breed an entire population of aliens by planting seeds.
Whoa! Whoa, buddy! Whoa, buddy! So, a little bit of lore, a little bit of dialogue there along with this wrangle. He's talking about how he discovered an ancient alien that came to the planet to breed, and he was going to be planting some seeds. And it's like, wait a minute, because you got him tied up here while you're telling him this. Whoa, buddy. And you can see Action Jack, he's having none of it. He's like, hey, I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. But then Goldie Gold, for being all, wrangled and tangled right now, she's like, tell me more. She's like, tell me more. She seems maybe a little interested, maybe a little too interested. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, phrasing, okay? She might be into this weird alien traveler, okay? Yeah, she's like, all right, planting seeds, don't mind if I do. So yeah, Action Jack, he's having none of it, but Goldie Gold doesn't look too concerned. I'm a little concerned by her lack of concern, okay? I'm a little concerned by her lack of concern. But yeah, here we have wrangled and tangled up, the Lochnar into the poot gas bomb, and then proper wrangle, okay? This is a classic one, just tied up, classic style wrangle right there. And as you can see, she's got the outfit changes too. So, she starts out channeling the Emma Frost right there, probably causing some Emma Frost to flakes. And then she gets the wetsuit, so like I said, J-Law is eternal. J-Law is universal. And Goldie Gold, being the wealthy waifu that she is, has several different modes of transportation and a different outfit to go with each one. That was something I noticed in the show, is with each different mode of transportation, she also changes her outfit. So when they get in the submarine, the gold submarine, she gets the wetsuit on here, then gets wrangled and tangled, okay, with a little bit of phrasing on the side, right? A little bit of phrasing on the side. And then later, they get into a boat, kind of like a canoe-looking type boat. I don't know. It was like kind of a weird-looking boat. And we already know, we saw Orange Brenda and Conan. Doesn't even have to be a motorized vehicle, so J-Law might apply to that. But she changes her outfit for that, too. Okay, she changes her outfit for that, too, and gets wrangled once again.
Well, he's just going to have to transplant them to another solar system.
Jack! I can't move!
Wrangled again, tied up in the vines. So we've got at least 2, okay? At least 2 wrangles in one episode. Like I said, might be a future contender. I don't think she's going to break the record this week, But this was just the first episode I found. Like, I'm new to this show, had no idea it existed, and I just was skimming through, and I'm like, all right, this one looks pretty cool, and just so happens to have 2 wrangles in one episode, so you never know, we might see more in a future one. She might be giving Lady J a run for her money here, okay? Getting wrangled, and they even got the dog, too. My goodness, man. In that last one, they wrangled Action Jack as well, but even the dog's getting wrangled here, too, man. Nobody's spared, okay? Take no prisoners, right? This is pretty crazy. And this is her 3rd different outfit. So like I said, different outfit for every mode of transportation. So you can probably bet on J-Law happening tomorrow as well with this show. And not just with this show, we're going to see it happening with some other shows too. We've got all the memes tomorrow, not just wrangling, okay? Not just wrangling. We got Frosted Flakes, we got J-Law. Everything's going to be featured tomorrow morning. It's going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, Goldie Gold actually looks like a lot of fun. You know, it's that classic sort of 80s cheese. I think it was the 80s. I'm pretty sure that's when it came out. And you know, it's for a show about a rich waifu, which on the surface, just based on that description, I'm like, that might be kind of boring. I don't know, because I was never that big into Richie Rich. I always found it to be a little lackluster, right? But this seems like a lot of fun. She's going on a lot of adventures underwater, getting wrangled, talking about an alien planting seeds, and then she gets vine wrangled, you know, weed wrangled there. She's got all these different vehicles, and let's check it out here. So here she is piloting the sub, and just like a woman, she's not looking where she's going. Look at Action Jack. He's very disapproving. Look at that disapproving glare. He's like, can you watch where you're driving, please? I don't know why I let you drive the sub. It looks like they're sitting on a beanbag chair. Why did you put a beanbag chair in the sub? Okay, why aren't you looking where you're going? It's a very disapproving look from Action Jackson. Yeah, take cover. Even though it's an underwater vehicle, you should still take cover. You don't want to rule anything out, all right? J-Law is universal. So yeah, here she's not even looking where she's going, piloting the sub. Who knows what sort of hijinks they're gonna get into, right? And then not only that, she's got the helicopter too, the aforementioned helicopter. And once again, no hands on not only is she not looking this time, but takes her hands off the controls to apply perfume. Skeletor is going nuts right now. Just like a woman. Holy shit, man. So first she's like looking off to the side. That's bad enough. But now she takes her hand off the control. Oh, let me apply some perfume, you know, like. This waifu, man, she's pretty crazy, okay? Like I said, this was just the first episode I found. I have no idea what the rest of the series has in store for us, but it seems like we're off to a good start here, okay? Multiple wrangles. She's not paying attention while she's piloting these very expensive vehicles. I know her name's Goldie Gold. Her whole gimmick is being rich, but I mean, come on. Just no hands on the controls, not even looking where you're going, putting on makeup and perfume while you're flying and piloting and things. Come on, man. Skeletor's losing his mind. He needs a vacation after this, you know? He needs a vacation. This is going crazy. It's a little much. All right? It's a little much. But not only that, but we have a new catchphrase, okay? We've got a new catchphrase too. That's another recurring meme here on the Orbital Station. And when it comes to waifus, because mostly it's the guys that have the catchphrases, you know, like the action heroes. Of course, Arnold being the king of one-liners in live action, but there's plenty of animated heroes that have catchphrases. But our waifu, we have a resident waifu, the queen of the catchphrase, our gasping queen, Voodoo. Oh, hold on, that lagged out. I got to play it again. There we go. Got to make sure we get that one right. So Voodoo is our resident gasping queen, the queen of catchphrases. But we are going to get a new one here from Goldie, and it almost rivals the Tick. All right, you guys know the Tick's catchphrase, right? Spoon. Okay, so what do you think is going to be on the level of Spoon? Well, let's find out.
Hey, didn't anybody ever teach you to knock?
Back up, Blondie.
You don't need to be piloting anything. Get out of the pilot seat. I'm taking over this flight.
Council's had enough of your snooping.
Oh, yeah? Well, we haven't begun to.
I told you it was on the level of the tick. It's not Spoon, it's Snoop. And it's not just because she's fallen. You might think, oh, that's because she's fallen, but pay close attention because she starts the battle cry here before she's even fallen out of the copter.
Oh, yeah? Well, we haven't begun to.
See, that was her battle cry. That was her battle cry. It's not because she was falling out of the chopper. That was the battle cry. Yeah, just like a woman. All right. Even though she was pushed out of the pilot's chair, she's still got to find a way to hit the J-Law effect. All right. While giving us a brand new catchphrase in the process.
Well, we haven't begun to.
Just like a woman, just falling out of the chopper. Snoop, let's go. So we get some wrangles, we get the J-Law, we get a new catchphrase. I'm thinking that we're going to like this show. All right. I don't know. Maybe it's too early to tell. We'll find out tomorrow morning. But I'm thinking we're going to like this show. I think it's going to be a hit. We're going to have to see more. Okay. We're going to have to see more because I got to see what other vehicles she falls out of or possibly crashes. I wonder if the Snoop battle cry is a recurring thing. I hope so. That would be great. And of course, if she gets wrangled and tangled in future episodes, maybe even gives Lady J a run for her money. I mean, she's halfway there. 2 wrangles in one episode. She's already halfway to the record. So you never know. She might take the title. All right. Become the new wrangle queen. Okay. So yeah, as well as Cake Detective. I'm sure you guys, you guys can see that too. Cake Detected, all right? She's got some nice outfits to go along with all the jankiness there. So yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be a hit. I'm thinking this is going to be a good one. We're going to have to see more of this.
Was your waifu operating something when should have been Wrangler? Call law firm.
That's right, Gonjeezy. Call the J Law firm. That's a perfect commercial right there. Was she operating a motorized vehicle when she should have been wrangled? Call the J Law firm. We're here for you. We're ready to wrangle you. Okay, let's go. And with that, man, I neglected the BOOGA train was ready to leave the station. It was ready a while ago. We're at this point, we're going off the rails in a BOOGA train, but it's never too late. I hear it coming down the line.
Pardon me, boy.
There it is.
Chattanooga choo-choo.
The Chattanooga choo-choo.
On track 29.
Speaking of waifu, piloting a motorized vehicle. Kitty better hang on tight. I hope he's got that load of pantsu locked down there. Better be strapped in, buckled up. Buckle up for safety there, okay? Because, yeah, we got waifus driving the train now. What's going on? What is going on? So, yeah, it's gonna be a good lineup, all right? So we've got X-Men, we've got Goldie Gold and Action Jack. We've got a couple more here to give you in the preview as well. I'm going to save a couple of surprises, but let's see what else we got. Speaking of waifus that like to operate motorized vehicles, how about a little Charlie Girl? All right, how about Charlie Girl? One of our favorite, if not our favorite, resident mechanic waifu. She has been known to get on a bike from time to time as the biker babe, the masked rider, right? Not to be confused with Mask Rider, but the Masked Rider, okay? I believe that was the name of the episode where she first debuted that bodysuit with her bike there. So yeah, we've got Charlie Girl, and she's looking a little thirsty. She's looking a little thirsty. What's going on, Charlie Girl? What's making you so thirsty? There must be an unrequited love, maybe a fling from the past coming back, making you a little thirsty there. Yeah, Charlie Girl, no. Charlie, no. Why are you so thirsty? Hopefully you don't end up having to eat a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes. But knowing how things go around these parts, well, seems like that's what's going to happen. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, Charlie Girl. Uh-oh. She passed out. A former fling, an unrequited love has come back from the past, and she is looking thirsty there, as you saw, man. She's just chugging that water. Chug, chug, chug. Vinny might be having the Frosted Flakes this time. What's going on?
Charlie Girl. Hear me, sweetheart. If anyone's hurt...
No. Easy, Vincent. These Lone Rangers saved all our hides, including Charlie's.
Yeah, well, mind IDing yourself, friend?
Jack! Oh, Jack.
No. Ass Jack, son of a gun.
Wait, who? Throttle. I thought Vinny would be the one having Frosted Flakes, but Throttle's like, this fucking asshole.
No. Ass Jack, son of a gun.
McCyber, my man.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Limelight himself. How exciting. Ugh.
Oh no, Vinny, no. Vinny's having a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes. I mean, this is right out of the Frosta school of being jealous there. He's pulling the face and everything. He's pulling the face and everything. He's got a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes there. Oh, poor Vinny. Felted once again, you know, because there was a previous episode where his wallet fell out and Charlie Girl found his baby pictures. And a meme was born there where Vinny was felted on epic levels, epic proportions of feltoning, okay? Because she looked at his baby pictures and the only word she could use to describe was dinky. Oh no, Vinny, no, it's so over. Oh, so Vinny's dinky and now he's eating a big old bowl. Definitely not a dinky bowl of Frosted Flakes there. He's got the pose down and everything right from Frosta's school, okay? Frosta 101. All right. Oh, poor Vinny, man. Felt it again. Poor Vinny. He's dinky and now he's eating a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes. My goodness. But you know what? One good turn deserves another. Okay. One good turn deserves another. So Charlie Girl might be thirsty for this former fling, but she's not the only waifu in town this week. Okay. She's not the only one. She might have a little competition. She might be eating her own bowl of Frosted Flakes because we got a new waifu. That's right. Jack. Asphalt Jack, or Asshole Jack, as Throttle called him. Asshole Jack there. He didn't show up alone. He's not alone. He brought a waifu, a redheaded waifu, redhead supremacy. So Charlie Girl, you know, one good turn deserves another.
Did a bit of snooping myself. This Goldie Gold indeed has potential. I would call her taste in swimwear the gold standard. Wooga wooga.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I didn't take a screenshot. I figured it would be a surprise. But since you did a little snooping, you did a little snoop of your own. We do get to see some of that swimwear at the end of the episode. Like I said, I was skimming through the episode and I saw a few bits, you know, some of the different outfits, including the swimwear. Okay. Summer bikini inbound. I'll just let you guys know, summer bikini inbound. And that's why I chose the episode. So don't worry. You'll get to see that. You'll get to see that tomorrow. So yeah. Gold standard indeed. Goldie Gold has potential. I think we're going to enjoy that show. But yeah, with Biker Mice, though, we've got a former fling here. Charlie Girl felting Vinny once again, laying an epic level feltoning on him. She already called him dinky, and now she's feeding him a whole big bowl of Frosted Flakes. But then the tables have turned. Oh no, we got a redhead supremacy here. Charlie Girl might be eating the Frosted Flakes next. Let's find out.
Angel wanted to meet you.
Angel Rebson.
My, fiance.
Fiance? We're on our way to get married. Niagara Falls. Oh, how romantic. Yeah, well, keep trolling, hun. Sooner or later, even a day-old cookie like you is bound to dredge up some bottom feeder. Hey!
Oh, no, Charlie. Instant karma for Charlie Girl, man. Not only does she pour a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes because her former fling is now got a fiance, but then she calls her a day-old cookie? Damn. Yeah, Winch Fight 95. I think we know who her opponent was, okay? That's a former meme from Biker Mice where Charlie was like, hey, I'm not a winch, but then she's like, hey, wait a minute, these are knights in shining armor. Oh, hey, I'm a fighting kind of winch. You know, she changed her tune real fast. And Throttle was like, yeah, or was it Vinny? I was like, yeah, we'll see you at the next winch fight. But I was always curious, well, who was her opponent in Winch Fight? Okay, Winch Fight 95. That is a fabled battle here on the Orbital Station, but we never knew who her opponent was. I think we just found out. Okay, I think we just found out. Called her a day-old cookie. Oh, that's the equivalent of calling Vinny dinky, okay? That is the equivalent, a day-old. You know, you don't call a woman old, okay? That's a disrespect. The disrespect, okay? So this is a disrespectful bowl of Frosted Flakes that Charlie Girl is chowing down on.
だったらこれぐらい普通でしょ
Day-old cookie crisp.
You know, Cookie Crisp would always taste a day old. But thank you, Painting and Rambling. Cake detected there. Frosted Flakes detected. Yeah, day old cookie. Oh, the disrespect, man. So, yeah, Charlie Girl getting some instant karma right there. All right, a little bit, just a little bit. The tables have turned, and look at not just Vinny. Look at all the biker. I mean, we even see Throttle's eyes. A rare appearance by Throttle's eyes here. He had to take down the shades to get a load of this waifu. I think Moto's about to lift up the patch. You know, his other eyes started working there. Let's go, Triforce Kid, with a visit from the Gyat Fairy.
Let's keep the train rolling. Chugga 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 zook zook.
Zook zook booga booga zook zook booga booga. Thank you, Triforce Kid, for that visit from the Gyat Fairy there. But yeah, so you see Vinny, he's like zooking out, okay? He's like, yeah, you want to felt me? You want to feed me a big bowl of Frosted Flakes? I don't think so. Look at him. He's zooking out, man.
No, man, he's just zooking out. He'll be okay.
But Throttle had to lower the glasses, and I feel like Moto's about to lift up the patch. You know, his other eyes started working for this one. So yeah, they're all taking a gander at this new waifu, Redhead Supremacy, okay? Redhead Supremacy. They're all taking a gander here. All right? And yeah, it's turnabout's fair play. All right? Turnabout's fair play. Instant karma for Charlie Girl. So not only does Vinny have a big bowl of Frosted Flakes, all right, big mixing bowl size, but then, of course, Charlie Girl has to feast on him, too. All right, that day-old cookie. That day-old cookie. So Vinny might be dinky, but Charlie Girl's a day-old cookie. Feasted on the Frosted Flakes. Pull up a chair. Pull up a chair right next to Vinny, okay? There's room at the breakfast table. All right, there's room for you there, too, Charlie Girl. Pull up a chair, because you're going to be eating a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes, too. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Yeah, so the fur is going to fly in more ways than one on Biker Mice from Mars tomorrow morning, all right? So it's like I said, it's going to be a good lineup, all right? It's going to be a good lineup. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got one more for the preview here. We'll leave the rest as a surprise. Like I said, if you were here for Wednesday, then you might be able to guess one or two other shows that we'll be seeing tomorrow. But I like to leave a couple of surprises. One of them should be a good pleasant surprise, in fact, that was actually not on this last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, which was the same theme. We did kind of like a sequel thing, like a back-to-back. So you could still probably guess it. But all I can say is there's going to be tons of wrangling and tangling going on all morning long. Stacked and packed, wall-to-wall waifus. The Frosted Flakes are going to be flowing. The cake is going to be showing. And J-Law will rear its head as well, okay? Because the J-Law is eternal, all right? So, yeah, pull up a chair at the breakfast table there, Charlie Girl. Reverb 154 is fueling up the thrust bus, getting it ready to drive.
Given the fact that the White Queen was one of the villains of Season 3 of X-Men 92, and Storm's outfit was skin-tight, thus hiding nothing, there was no real reason to run with X-Men, Pride of the X-Men.
Well, you know, they didn't really like the voice acting. I played that clip earlier, and it got a little out of hand, you know? Magneto was looking for the beer. Juggernaut was talking about how Charles snitched on him for shooting the British Bulldog. Magneto was also talking about some crazy party with hookers and coke. I don't know, man. So yeah, they had other reasons. You know. But thank you though, Reverb. Thank you, Reverb 154, for fueling up the thrust bus, getting it ready to drive with diameter. All right, let's go. All right, so one more preview for tomorrow, and this one was also featured on Wednesday, so it won't be too big of a surprise. I think we even featured this particular meme, but I had to make it official. All right, it was just the clip on Wednesday, so I had to actually give it the meme treatment, make it official, because just like we saw with The Secret of Isis, that there are some classic bacon ears in these shows when they're like, oh, you chauvinist pig, and he was like, that's right, oink, oink. So we've got another one here, although instead of being from the 70s, this one's from the future. All right, so we're going in the other direction. We're going in the future, and we're going to check out Sherlock Holmes of the 22nd century, which also brings us another waifu. Now, we have watched a couple of episodes, and I do mean a couple, like one or two. I have shown this show before on past lineups, but only once or twice, you know, haven't really given it that much attention. Didn't know if it was as enjoyable as some of the other shows, but you know what? That was a while ago, and just like I was saying about Pride of the X-Men, some of those memes may not have applied back then, so now we've got to update it, okay? We've got to update it. So we've got a waifu here. This particular one, she's voiced by the same voice actress who did Nancy in RoboCop Alpha Commando, which is a favorite show here and a favorite waifu too. So just like how we hear Sliced Ice's voice actress in a lot of different things, we hear Black Arachnia's voice actress in a lot of different things. We're starting to hear Nancy pop up from time to time. So she voices the waifu here in Sherlock Holmes of the 22nd century. And you know what? She's no slouch. You know, she's no slouch. Not too bad. I wouldn't kick her out of bed, right? I wouldn't kick her out of bed. And not only that, but cake detected, okay? She's supposed to be kind of like a stealthy detective here. Well, I'm detecting the cake, all right? She's going to fail that stealth check just like Yuri, because cake is detected even in the 22nd century, all right? But we also have, as the title implies, we've got Sherlock Holmes. He's kind of like Captain America. He was frozen in time, woken up in the future. Now he's a bit of a fish out of water. So just like how Captain America had to be brought up to speed with everything that he had missed out on since being frozen in time for all that time. And, you know, a little bit humorous because he didn't understand certain things, or he would only get like really old references, things like that. You know, it's kind of like that. But in this case, Sherlock Holmes, he's even more based, all right? You know, Captain America, he's pretty based, right? But Sherlock Holmes, we're going to find out, is even more based because they're bringing him up to speed in the 22nd century, and he has quite the reaction to what he finds out here. Let's check this out, okay? Now, if you're here for Wednesday, you kind of already know where we're going with this one. But like I said, we got to make it official. We got to make it the official meme here because Sherlock Holmes is based.
Maybe it's time you started your re-education. This is a HoloLearner. You put in a vid, and you put on the goggle phones, and you learn stuff. You still have to think, of course, but you should be good at that. Here, might as well begin with the 20th century, the golden age of crime. I expect you to be fully caught up by the time I get back. Surely that isn't too much to expect of the world's greatest detective.
Flying cars? Talking picture screens, auto-learning devices, women in charge. What's the world come to?
Women in charge. I like how that's what shocked him the most. He's like, oh, flying cars, AI, all this other stuff, you know, technology beyond his imagination. And he just sort of takes that in stride. But he had like a full you know, like gulp, you know, he's like double take almost. Women in charge. Like listen to this stutter here, you know, like he's like, what?
Auto-learning devices. Women.
Look at that. You know, it almost like makes him stutter. He's what? That's the biggest shock. The biggest shock, you know, the flying cars, the AI devices, computers, all of that. Like, okay, new technology, I can handle that. But women in charge? Based.
Women in charge? What's the world come to?
Women in charge? What? Yeah, zounds. Oh, he can't take it, man. He can't take it. He's going to have a meltdown here over this, okay? He can't even take it. So yeah, Sherlock Holmes is based, and so we definitely got to check out more of this show. Perhaps I judged it too harshly, you know, those first couple episodes that I played in past lineups where I thought, you know, it's not the most like action-packed. It's more of a mystery. Even though it takes place in the future, it's still more of like a mystery type show, detective, all that kind of stuff. But perhaps I judged it too harshly because he's pretty fucking based, all right? He's pretty fucking based. And we got a new waifu, right? We got a new waifu, some new cake detected here in this detective waifu. So you can't go wrong. Can't really go wrong. I'd say it's a winner. I'd say just like Goldie Gold, we might have a new show that we're gonna enjoy. It's gonna be a hit and we're gonna see more of in the future, okay? So that is your preview for tomorrow morning's Saturday morning lineup. There's still a few shows left unrevealed. Now, if you're a Baconeer over on the coffee page at the Baconeer level or higher, but basically all levels get access to the preview channel, then you already know what else is coming. Let's go. Got Jeezy's fueling up the thrust bus.
The thrust of manhood, Adam West.
I'm saving that one for a future moment of Zook. Whis with a visit from the Gyat Fairy. Let's go.
Have you ever done the Rune Soldier series for your Saturday anime?
I've done Rune Hunters. Was it Rune Soldier or was it Rune Hunters, or are those two different anime? Because I have done an anime on the Grindhouse with Rune in the title. I could have sworn it was Rune Hunters though. It's been a while. So I may be misremembering it. Maybe it was Rune Soldiers, or maybe they're like a spin-off or something. Somebody that knows better than me can correct that. But Rune Soldier, aka Louis, it's a 24 or 26 episode. Okay, then that's not the one I did. Rune Explorers, that's what it was. Rune Explorers. Was it Ruin or Rune? Man, maybe I'm been zooking out too much.
No, man, he's just zooking out. He'll be okay.
Maybe I've been zooking out too much, because yeah, I think it was Ruin Explorers. Thank you, Cool Spot. Wow, okay. So a little too much zook in the past, all right? Memory's not what it used to be. That's what it was. It was Ruin Explorers. So then the answer would be no, I have not done Rune Hunters then. Okay, I have not done that one. So thank you for the suggestion. I always appreciate that. I can add it to the list. I just got to check and make sure it doesn't get blocked by copyright. And if not, then yeah, we can add it to a future anime Grindhouse. We've got plenty already on the list, so it may take a while, but that's not a bad thing though. Because especially with anime, I was saying earlier how the cartoons are finite, finite number of episodes, finite number of shows. And so every now and then you might get a summer rerun. Well, anime, it's even more slim pickings, because a lot of that gets blocked as well. And there's not as much when you get to like the classic stuff. I mean, there's a lot of anime out there, don't get me wrong, but doesn't seem to be quite as much as the classic cartoons from those previous decades. So yeah, anything that you guys want to recommend, feel free. I welcome recommendations. So thank you. I'll add that to the list and I'll check it out. But yeah, man, too much Zook in the past, man. Memory's not what it used to be. It was Ruin Explorers. And then somebody asked about Elf Hunter. Now, is Elf Hunter, that's another one. We've done Those Who Hunt Elves. Now, that one I know I'm remembering the title right. It was Those Who Hunt Elves. And I don't know if that goes by an alternate title of Elf Hunter or if that's a completely separate anime, but we have for sure done Those Who Hunt Elves, and that was even before I started calling it the Anime Grindhouse. That was when it was just Saturday Night Anime, and I went through the whole series. There's 2 seasons. I believe it's 12 episodes a piece. Okay, and we went through the whole thing. Now, certain shows like that actually kind of reminds me, because I wanted to mention this now that we're getting into the Saturday Night Anime segment here. I did want to mention that some of those shows, or anime, whatever you want to call them, that were on the older ones before I even started calling it the Anime Grindhouse, I feel like they would deserve a replay, summer reruns, right? And some of the shows we would go through like marathon style, 4 volumes, like 4 weeks in a row, just go through the whole series. But I think it would be cool to mix and match, put them in Grindhouse style like we normally do, sort of mix and match stuff, and put a few episodes. Hyper Police comes to mind. Those Who Hunt Elves come to mind. Might even have to do Ruin Explorers again, because that was a really good time as well. So yeah, some of those older ones that if you guys, especially if you're newer around here, might have missed out on watching with us live. And as I was saying before, for me anyway, it's no fun to go back and watch the stuff on my own. You got to watch it with the bacon ears. It adds a whole new level to the experience, man. And it's kind of hard to beat. Okay. It's kind of hard to beat. You got to watch it with the bacon ears. It's a lot more fun to riff on it with us, the Mystery Bacon Theater 3000 style. You know what I mean? So yeah, we might have to replay some of those shows, and maybe I'll mix them in with some of these new recommendations. We might put a little bit of Those Who Hunt Elves in there with Rune Hunters, or who knows? Sorceress Hunters, that's another one. We didn't even get through that whole series. Well, you know what, Master Godai? I think that one actually ended up getting blocked. I need to go back and check. That one might have actually ended up getting blocked. Like, we got through the premiere, kind of like Akira. If you guys were here for Akira, we did that a couple months ago, and it stayed up for like a week, and then it got blocked. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we'll do like some summer reruns. All right, we'll throw some oldie goodies, oldies but goodies, into the mix with the Anime Grindhouse, just like we do with Saturday morning cartoons, and we'll get those so that way everybody can be caught up and enjoy it with the bacon ears. So yeah, speaking of Saturday night anime though, let's talk about what we've got coming up for tomorrow night's Anime Grindhouse. This will be over on Bacon Bits. That's the second channel. So for anybody that doesn't know, or if you're new here, I've got a second channel. I've actually got like 3 or 4 channels. But the second main channel is Orbital Bacon Bits. And I use that one for the Anime Grindhouse as well as live action shows. So right here on the main channel, this is where you get Saturday morning cartoons. There's also a few collections of shows, just complete volumes where you can watch through the whole series. There's playlists there. You should check out the playlist section. I highly recommend it. And I just added a new playlist of Dirty Pair. I mentioned this last week. It's the 40th anniversary of the Dirty Pair. And so we're celebrating that with its own playlist. We've already watched through the whole series, so I compiled a playlist of that. Plus, you can find some other shows that might be unlisted because I was trying to keep the channel kind of clean. You know, when you go to the video section, it was a little cluttered there with all the different shows. Want to try to keep it to mostly Saturday morning cartoons. So that's what takes place here, as well as the live streams, okay? You also get the channel surfing every Wednesday. You get the Sterner stuff every Friday. But then over on Orbital Bacon Bits, which is the second channel, and you can find that just by going to the homepage, scroll down, and you'll see it. You'll see the other channels, the Orbital Arcade, Radio Bacon, and Bacon Bits. And that's where Anime Grindhouse takes place, as well as all the live action shows. We've watched through a bunch of live action shows over there. Some really good, cheesy, janky sci-fi and action, high adventure, everything from Forever Knight, Lex, Black Scorpion, to Conan, The Adventures of Sinbad, all sorts of good stuff. And currently we're watching through Space Precinct 2040. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff too, and not just the animation, highly recommend you check that out. But at the very least, get over there for the Anime Grindhouse. And what we've got coming up for tomorrow night at midnight Eastern Standard Time, we are continuing a show that we started last week that sort of overshadowed. You know, Sonic Soldier Borgman had become one of the new popular things. People were really excited to see that on the channel. I even got some comments of people saying, man, I've been looking for this show everywhere. I couldn't find it, or I forgot about it, and you reminded me, and it's great to see it on here, right? So a lot of people were enjoying Borgman. It's Borgin time, okay? Get on. Borg, get on. It's Borgin time. We were enjoying that, but this new show kind of overshadowed it, you know, kind of overshadowed it a little bit. And so to the point where we're actually going to watch the full volume. I'm not even going to do a mix and match this week. We're going to do the full volume this week of Saber Marionette J. So instead of 3 episodes of this and 3 episodes of Borgman, we're just going to do a full volume of Saber Marionette J, 6 episodes of Saber Marionette J. That way we can really get into the story, because those first 3 episodes were zooked out, man. We were laughing our asses off. Everybody in the chat seemed to really be enjoying it. Not just laughing, but the jokes you guys were saying. Like, chat was on fire during this last Anime Grindhouse, at least during this. I mean, we enjoyed Borgman too, but it was a tough act to follow, okay? Borgman came on after Saber Marionette J. Kind of a tough act to follow, because chat was on fire during this show. We were loving it. Great art style, great humor, stacked and packed wall to wall with waifus. I mean, like, it's kind of the plot of the show is the main character is just building his own stable, right? Getting his own waifu stable. So it was so much fun that I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do the full volume. So we've got 6 episodes of Saber Marionette J lined up for you tomorrow night. That'll be midnight Eastern Standard Time over on Bacon Bits. Hopefully we will see you there. If you enjoy the Anime Grindhouse, like I said, be sure to subscribe to the second channel, okay? So yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. And if it continues to be as good as those first 3 episodes, then we'll probably have to continue it again next week. I mean, we might do another mix and match. I might do 3 episodes of that and 3 episodes of something else. We'll see. But if it's awesome as those first 3 episodes we saw this past Saturday, then might just have to do another full volume. I don't know, because there's a fair number of episodes. There's like 20 something, I think, 20 or 30 something. It's a fair number of episodes, and I'd like to get through the whole thing. You know, if it stays good, especially. So be sure you tune in to Bacon Bits for that at midnight Eastern Standard Time. That's your preview for the Anime Grindhouse. I think most of you knew it was coming, though, because like we had so much fun with it. And I mentioned it. I mentioned it on Stern. Was it? No, not Stern. Channel Surfing. I mentioned it on Channel Surfing. I was like, yeah, we're going to continue this, man. It's so good. So that's what we've got coming up there. Now let's get into the news and updates real quick here. Not too much going on, kind of a slow news week, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I've said before, sometimes no news is good news. So we don't have any updates just yet. I still need to schedule that call with Ben from ABZ Entertainment. I talked about that last week, how the manager of the company that owns Zorro Generation Z, as well as some other shows, had actually reached out to me, said that he's a Baconeer. He watches the content, he watches the live streams, and he really enjoys channel surfing in particular. He liked that we covered the show on that edition of channel surfing. And so he wants to work together in some capacity. I don't exactly know what we're doing just yet because we haven't had our call, our conference call, whatever you want to call it, the brainstorming session. Haven't done that yet. So no news on that front just yet. So really, we're just going to sort of recap what we've been doing with the watch parties and next week's channel surfing theme. So it'll be kind of a short news and update segment. But hey, I'm sure you guys won't mind because that just means we're going to get into the waifu roundup that much quicker. All right. So watch parties, I've mentioned it before, but let's say it again. We've got that new Thundercats pop up there. Chitara stealing the show. Thundercats ho. Let's go. So yeah, we've got the 2011 Thundercats. We are halfway through now, all right? So be sure to use the link in the description if you're not already in the Discord server, because that's where the OBTV watch parties take place. It's anything that we can't get past the copyright blocks here on YouTube. So we've watched the X-Men 90s animated series. We've watched a little bit of Wolverine in the X-Men, which was from like 2010 or 2012. We watched Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. We watched Pirates of Darkwater. And now we are in the middle, dead in the middle, halfway through, dead center of Thundercats 2011. And my goodness, is Chitara a new top waifu? I thought she was great in the 80s. You know, I like the 80s Thundercats show, and I thought she was a great waifu in that. But holy cow, okay? Golly! 2011 Chitara with her low-rise pants. I mean, you see those things are just barely, they're hanging on for dear life. They're defying gravity. Okay, that's a lot of midriff. All right, that's a lot of midriff. Yeah, those low rider. I miss them too, Blade 2.0. I miss the low rider jeans too. I hate this new fashion. It seems like it's been around for like the past 10 years. I don't know. It's been going on for way too long. It has certainly outlived its welcome of the mom jeans. I mean, back in my day, okay, I'm going to sound like a moldy oldie baconeer for a minute here. Back in my day, if girls wore their jeans up above their belly button, we called them mom jeans. We made fun of them. It was not a good look, you know, and low-rise jeans, those were all the fashion. Those were the rage, you know. We need to bring it back. Okay, we need to bring it back. I am sick and tired of these mom jeans, okay? So bring back the lowriders, Chitara style. Look at those things are defying gravity, okay? So we are halfway through the 2011 Thundercats. So if you guys are interested in watching that along with the Baconeers, we got a good crowd. We got like anywhere from 20 to 30 people that show up each night for that. Not bad for a Discord watch party, okay?
Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats!
Chitara who?
Let's go to Arc 88. Look at that thunder cake, okay? Thunder. Look, that's a lot of thunder right there, okay? She's got the thunder thighs, the thunder cake, Thundercats. Ho! Chitara, let's go.
Magnificent! Look at the size of that thing!
I'm not a furry, but...
Exactly. Chester Stevens, classic. That is a catchphrase now, you know. That's an official catchphrase now. I'm not a furry, but ... Those low riders, man, that's a lot of midriff, okay? That's a lot of thunder cake, all right? Thunder cake, ho. And Chester Stevens, I think you just took back Stream Boss, even with the additional 5 from Whis. That still would have been 56 if I'm doing my math right. So it looks like Chester Stevens is the official new Stream Boss with a very respectable 60 hit points on the health bar there. All hail Chester Stevens. Get the pizza rolls raining one more time. Get that waifu swanging. It looks like she shook off Kitty for the time being, but I'm sure he'll be back. So yeah, this is what we've been watching. Like I said, we're halfway through, 12 episodes in. We've got another 13. So technically not quite, you know, we're going to be like halfway through the next episode to be at the true halfway mark. But yeah, we're not going to split hairs, okay? There's no reason to split hairs. We're halfway through the series. So be sure to join the Discord if you're not in there already. And if you are in there, Just keep an eye out for notifications. It's every Tuesday and Thursday, okay? The same time every week, Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do the watch parties in there with these classic shows like I mentioned, X-Men, Avengers, Pirates of Dark Water. We're currently in Thundercats. And thanks to the generosity of the Baconeers like the stream boss Chester Stevens and the others who have been competing for stream boss and everybody who sent in donated, I appreciate them all. Thanks to your generosity, I have a bunch of other shows already on deck. I've purchased the DVDs, the entire series of SWAT Cats. I've got Gargoyles, Wolverine and the X-Men, and from a previous channel surfing, unfortunately it got blocked, but hey, I got the DVDs anyway because we can watch it in OBTV. Galtar and the Legend of the Golden Lance. I don't even know if it's legend. I think it's just Galtar and the Golden Lance. I don't know. I'm probably adding extra words to that title. But it's kind of like we have He-Man at home. You know, it's like Hanna-Barbera He-Man. You know, Filmation did He-Man and Mattel did the figures. But Hanna-Barbera did Galtar and the Golden Lance. Kind of like we have He-Man at home. I tested it. It got blocked, but I went ahead and ordered the DVDs anyway. Yeah, who? Yeah, Dark 88. Like, who? What? But yeah, it's I don't know any better way to describe it. It is very much a He-Man ripoff. I don't know if it came before. I want to say it came after. But it's very much Temu He-Man, or we have He-Man at home, however you want to say it. But it looks like fun, though. It actually looks like a lot of fun. It's that sort of mixture of sci-fi and fantasy, or sci-fan, as we call it here. And I think it'll be a fun show. So we're going to watch that in OBTV in the future. And because I've got so many on deck, we actually have a voting round in between shows. So once we get near the end of Thundercats, I'll put up a poll in the Discord and you guys can vote on what we watch next. Because like I said, I've got SWAT Cats, I've got Wolverine and the X-Men, I've got Gargoyles, Galtar, and the Golden Lance. Man, it's a tongue twister there. Probably some others that I can't even think of off the top of my head because I went and got a bunch of DVDs. That's whatever I don't pay the artist, whatever's left over. I shouldn't phrase it like that because I do pay the artist. Whatever is left over after paying the artist, that's a better way to put that. Whatever's left over after paying the artist, I put into getting DVDs for you guys, all right? So yeah, really appreciate the generosity. It keeps the channel going in more ways than one. We get the waifus and we get more shows to watch. So you guys are awesome, all right? You guys are awesome. Yeah, Galtar, I don't know, man. I'm getting tongue-tied here. I'm zooking out. But yeah, so that's what we've got going on currently. So hopefully I'll see you guys there for that. We've had a good crowd and maybe some new people will show up and finish the show with us. Speaking of watch parties, I've mentioned it already, but coming up in about an hour, a little over an hour from now at midnight Eastern Standard Time over on Bacon Bits, I was talking about the live action jank, the cheese, the absolute zook that we have over on Bacon Bits. This show is certainly no exception. It's so zooked out, in fact, that it introduced its own new form of zook called Flash, which will make you spontaneously combust if you take too much, or at the very least, it'll turn you into a Bobo from Double Dragon. So yeah, it's pretty wild, man. This show is crazy. Space Precinct 2040. It's been a wild ride, and we're only like 4 episodes in, okay? So we're on volume 3 of Space Precinct 2040, only 4 episodes in, and it's already zooked out to the extreme. Been having a lot of fun. The Baconeers have been telling me that they enjoy the hell out of this show. A lot of times when the watch party ends, people are like, "What? It's over already? That flew by. I want to watch more." You know, and we only do 2 episodes because they're 45 minutes each, and so it keeps it around an hour and a half. That way you're not staying up too terribly late. You know, we got Saturday morning cartoons in the morning. You got to get sleep at some point, right? And so that's what we do with these shows on Friday night. Is they're about an hour and a half watch party, and that's how it's been for all the shows. You know, with Lex and Sinbad and all of them. They've been about an hour and a half. And, but yeah, people are telling me I could binge watch like a lot more of this. It goes by way too fast. It's so enjoyable. The makeup effects are really good considering how low budget it was. It's got a lot of miniature sets and like vehicle, like chases and stuff like that. It's made by the same guy who did Thunderbirds. You know, Thunderbirds go! Thunderbirds are go, right? The puppet shows. So there's a lot of miniature work on here. That's a lot of fun to witness, to behold. So it's a good time. So if you guys are interested in that, it'll be starting in a little over an hour. We'll have time. Don't worry, because we're about to get to the waifu roundup. So we'll have time to make it over there. If you're interested in checking that out, that'll be at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So just want to give you a reminder for that. And I didn't make a slide for it. I should have, but I forgot to make a slide for it. But I've got a gaming stream on Sunday. Now, I said I was going to do one on Sunday, but I didn't realize it was Memorial Day weekend. So I actually did it on Monday because that was technically the end of the weekend this past weekend with it being a 3-day weekend. So on Monday, I streamed the X-Men Konami Arcade remake, okay? It was a fan-made remake, and those of you that tuned in, you saw how awesome it was. I would say better than the original, okay? Expanded roster, expanded moveset, game mechanics, all sorts of stuff, along with all the original levels, bosses, music, and even the cutscenes, even Magneto coming in to say, welcome to die, okay? So it had everything. It had everything. Well, that same guy has also remade Maximum Carnage, all right? So on Sunday, I'm going to do a gaming stream over on Orbital Arcade, which is the 3rd channel. So don't just stop at Bacon Bits there. Also go check out Orbital Arcade if you're into retro gaming. And even though some of the games are new, they have the retro feel. They're side-scroller, 2D, pixel art, all that great stuff. Okay, so the same guy who remade the X-Men Arcade remake that was so well done that I would say it was better than the original, he remade Maximum Carnage. So we're going to be playing through that on Sunday. And same thing applies there. It's got all the original music, all the original bosses and levels and everything, but an expanded roster of playable characters, including some of the villains. We can play as some of the Sinister Six. You've got Green Goblin in there. You've got Sandman in there, Doc Ock. You've got other characters that were helper characters in the original. If you guys remember the original game, you could pick up those icons that would call in a helper like Firestar, Captain America, Deathlock, and they would just jump on the screen, kill some enemies, and then jump off. Well, now we get to play as Captain America, okay? We get to play as Iron Fist. And then, of course, you've got Spider-Man, you've got Venom, you've got Spider-Man in different costumes like the 2099 Spider-Man. You've got the symbiote Spider-Man. I think they even have Tokusatsu Spider-Man in there. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a lot of characters in there. The roster has been expanded. You can play as villains. It's going to be really cool. So we're going to go through that on Sunday. I just forgot to make a slide for it, so forgive me for that. And then last but certainly not least, let's talk about channel surfing, all right? So we got channel surfing coming up. Once again, we do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, just like Sterner Stuff is every Friday. Channel surfing is every Wednesday. It starts at 8 p.m. because, channel surfing, it goes for about 4 hours, man. It's kind of crazy. Not a bad thing. Time flies. That 4 hours goes by faster than I dare say even the Sterner Stuff. Because Sterner Stuff, it's already been almost 2 hours gone by pretty fast. But channel surfing, 4 hours go by in the blink of an eye. We have a lot of fun over there. You guys seem to really enjoy it, and I'm glad you do because I love channel surfing, man. Not only is it a nice stroll down memory lane, we do a deep dive into nostalgia every week on there. But as I mentioned before, you guys always bring stuff to the table that I have either forgotten about or completely didn't even know about. And it's really cool, man. You guys do your homework every week. You understand the assignment every week. And you're always bringing some awesome cheese, jank, and zook to the table, man. So I'm really looking forward to it. And we do a different theme each week too, all right? So every week we do a different theme where we focus on a particular aspect of nostalgia. We've done wrestling, we've done kung fu, we've done anime, we've done spy movies, all sorts of stuff like that. And the past 2 weeks, because the theme this last time, it was so nice we had to do it twice, was classic cartoons. So not this Wednesday, but the last one was just classic cartoons. And then day before yesterday, it was classic cartoons and live action shows that would have aired around the same time. So, you're watching Saturday morning cartoons and sometimes they throw Power Rangers in the mix or Mystic Knights of Tirnanog or VR Troopers, right? So even though they were live action shows, they aired in the same blocks as the cartoons. So I figured, hey, why not throw that in there since we're doing a sequel? And that's what we did this past Wednesday. So now we've got a new theme, okay? We've got a new theme for this Wednesday coming up, 8 p.m. Eastern. And the theme this week, if you can see the waifu here, you guys recognize her? You guys recognize that waifu there? That's Tess from Pole Position. So the theme coming up for this week is we're going to be doing fancy vehicles, all right? Cars, planes, boats, anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a show that's centered around vehicles. It can be, or a movie. It could be a movie that's centered around a car or centered around vehicles, or it could just be an episode. Like Transformers had a couple episodes where they were doing races, you know, so there's a lot of episodes that are like a race episode. Death Race 2000, that's a whole movie about it, right? Demolition Derbies, Mask, you know, Mask, they had vehicles, right? Pole Position, obviously, that's why I've got Tess on here. So that's going to be the theme is, you know, cars, planes, trains, whatever it may be, you know, any sort of vehicles, or, you know, if it's a movie, if it's a show, if it was just an episode that featured a race and they're driving, whatever it is, that's going to be the theme. Okay, yeah, Airwolf, there you go, Sneed, Airwolf. Yeah, Knight Rider, that's another one, Knight Rider. Planes, trains, and automobiles, exactly, Philip Fabian. Heyo, heyo, yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's vehicles, vehicles, and more vehicles, which means we're going to have a lot of J-Law, okay? We're going to have a lot of J-Law in there. But yeah, so like Mask, Airwolf, Knight Rider, Pole Position, all of that stuff. It can be shows, it can be movies. If there's a commercial, you know, like a zooked out car commercial, some sort of cheesy car commercial. Video games like Twisted Metal, all right? Twisted Metal counts, okay? So video games that have cars and stuff, vehicles, anything like that. It could be planes. What's it called? Ring Raiders, I think was the airplane one. Obviously, Transformers basically counts because they turn into vehicles, right? So there's a lot of variety here. I think there's a lot of possibilities, not many limitations on you there. I think it'll be a fun theme, all right? So that's going to be the theme. So yeah, vehicles and racing, anything like that, movies, shows, commercials, video games. It, you know, covers a whole wide range of stuff. I think it'll be a fun theme and one that we haven't done before. You know, I thought I was going to be running out of ideas because we've done so many of these, you know. It's like, well, I'm going to be running out of ideas. But no, this came to mind because I was looking at the thumbnails. I saw Tess there and I started going, hey-yo, hey-yo, hey-yo. We got to do vehicles, all right? So yeah, that should be a good time. Yeah, Twisted Metal had some really good commercials. Exactly, Coco Artist. They had some great commercials. The gameplay was a lot of fun. So this should be a good theme. This should be a good theme. We've been having fun every week. Like I said, you guys have been knocking it out of the park. The chat has been on fire. You always do your homework. You always understand the assignment. So I'm really interested to see what you come up with this one. Because this one's kind of like a little bit left field, a little bit, but there's a whole lot out there. Yeah, the A-Team van, Master Godai. Yeah, that's another great example. So even though it's a little left field, I think that there's so much out there that you guys will have no trouble finding a lot of good stuff. I've already got a few clips in mind. So that's what we'll be doing on Channel Surfing this coming Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there for that. All right, let's get into everybody's favorite segment of the week. It's time to get your Wrangle device of choice ready to go. Tune it up. Make sure you're not going to sprain a Samoflange or blow a Samoflange or whatever happens to it that damages the Samoflange, whatever the fuck that is. But get your favorite wrangling device of choice, whether it's the lasso, the net launching tank, the wrist mounted grappling hook, or maybe you're into those fancy magic spells that cast the wrangle beams, or maybe you want to test out that new one from Goldie Gold, the Lochnar wrangle. You know, whatever you got, get it ready because it's time for the waifu roundup. Okay, we're getting into the waifu roundup. This is everybody's favorite segment of the week. We're gonna see just how many pinups you've unlocked, fueling up the perpetual waifu machine. Okay. Be sure to support the war effort. This is what we do every week here. We wage war on the woke. We're bringing back the classic beauty of the classic waifus, all right? And we're going to fuel up. Hold on, I hit the wrong button there. We're going to fuel up the perpetual waifu machine. We're going to see how many you've unlocked so far. Let's see where we're at. Hit the music. Look at it go. Big support tonight, guys. Big support. Thank you so much. That's 1 meter down. That's 2 meters down. Big support tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Hell yeah. That's 3 meters down and it's still going. Oh shit. And then we're halfway there, living on a prayer to the 4th meter. Let's go. All right. So we've got 3 pinups unlocked already. We are halfway to the next one. Can we hit it? Stand up. Be counted. God bless the goal. Let's go. Let's see if we can hit it there, okay? Because we've got some good ones for you. Like I said, all the artists are here. We've got the main artist, Master Krakken. We've got Master Godai, a.k.a. Mr. Two Scoops. They're both the main artist here on the Orbital Station.
Yes!
Whis with 10 big Bison Bucks.
All hail Chester Stevens.
Look at that. It's so polite. You know what, Whis? That was very polite. Hailing Chester Stevens as he knocks him out of the Stream Boss chair right there. That might be the most polite Stream Boss takeover I've ever seen, you know? Just comes in, you know, pardon me. Hail, good sir, as I take out the Stream Boss. Let's go. And now we're about almost two-thirds of the way.
Magnificent! Look at the size of that thing!
And then Chester Stevens, no message, just wanted to see if that was a moon or a space station. That's no moon. Or is it? Look at the size of that thing. Let's go. And then Chester Stevens, it was a very polite removal of Stream Boss, but that's not how we play around here. Because Chester Stevens came right back and he put us in Sliver Country. He actually put us in Sliver Country now. We can't stop here. We're in Sliver Country. We got to get that fourth one, okay? And Chester Stevens resumes before I could even play the music.
Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats!
Ho!
And then Ranma Chaos with a Thunder King from Chicago. Reverb 154! Holy shit!
Let's tap this waifu.
Let's go! Reverb 154. He's zooking out like Conan. He's breaking the chains, breaking the meter there.
Magnificent! Look at the size of that thing!
Taverns finally sent his child support. Here's your cut.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, take this, Chester Stevens.
Oh shit, we got a battle on our hands. We got a battle on our hands now. Gladiatorial combat in the arena. Let's go. Bloodwork, what was that? That comment, man. Holy shit. Now that not only does that get us into the fourth meter, now we're in Sliver Country to the fifth one. We are now in Sliver Country. Once again, we might get the fifth waifu here. Okay? And as an added bonus, if we can go ahead and get this fifth waifu unlocked, I'll send a bonus waifu in the Discord. I always post the pinups from Cerner Stuff in the waifu roundup channel of the Discord server. And every now and then I throw a little bonus in there for you. Like we had Nocturna a couple weeks ago, had a bonus Nocturna in there. Kenzo, I'm looking at you, buddy. I'm wrangling and tangling, all right? But yeah, we had a bonus Nocturna pinup a couple weeks ago. So I'll tell you what, if we can go ahead and knock this sliver out, then I'll put another bonus waifu in the roundup for the Discord.
You have it, Wisconsin. I'm tapped out.
Wisconsin? Why does it say Wisconsin? You just put Wiz. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Added bonus. This intrigues me.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much. All right, so Chester Stevens was about to reclaim Stream Boss, said he was tapped out. So now Wiz has it. Oh, then Titan D. Let's go. Total flute victory.
Last push.
Let's go. Total flute victory. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much. So yeah, not only... Whoa, and then Daryl Whalen coming in with a big $100 dono. Holy shit. Holy shit, the battle rage is on. Get those guitars up in the chat if you want the waifu grinding on you. We're rocking out. Get those pizza rolls raining. We're zooking out. She's grinding on St. Adam and Philip Fabian. Grinding on Blade 2.0 and Michael Russell. Grinding on Chester Stevens there. Prince of the Abyss. Let's go. Crossfire's getting some there too. And Coco Artist. Grinding on Ranma Chaos and Michael. Killer Tomatoes. Philip Fabian. Zahira Smith is getting some there too. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. Wolfpack Gaming JD. Woo!
Still stuck at work. Hopefully stream is still going. By the way, screw the beholder, I still can't kill it.
Oh man, you having trouble in the Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up? That was also made by the same guy that did the Konami X-Men Arcade remake and Maximum Carnage that we'll be playing this Sunday. So yeah, another game, which I've actually streamed before, but maybe I should do again. But holy shit though, whoa buddy. So that's now 6 meters down. a quarter of the way into the next one. Holy shit. We've got a bonus pinup that I'm going to be posting in the Discord. Let's fucking go. Massive support from the Baconeers. And just when we had this battle raging on, gladiatorial combat between Chester Stevens and Whis, then Daryl Waylick, the Undertaker of Waifu Mania, the undefeated streak. All right, he comes back to reclaim Stream Boss, reclaim his throne. He's like, Chester, Whis, you guys were just keeping it warm for me. Let's fucking go. All hail Daryl Waylick. Get those pizza rolls raining. Get the waifu swinging. Kitty's back once again. Let's go. Get her, Kitty. Get her. Hell yeah. Massive support from the Baconeers tonight. Really appreciate it, guys. You guys are fucking awesome, all right? You guys are fucking awesome. All right, so now we've got 6 pinups to unlock. Let's see who you got. Let's see who you got. We're going to see if you can guess some of these. This first one, it's going to be pretty obvious, all right? The silhouette gives it away. The first one's pretty obvious, but I think 1 or 2 of these might stump you. We'll see. We'll see. But let's see who we got here. First up, who's that waifu? You should be able to guess this one really easy. I'm not even going to play the music. I think you know who it is. We saw She-Ra, Princess of Power, on this past Saturday, and although Perfuma was the new waifu, she was a bit of a menace. She was actually felting Hordak, laid an epic feltoning down on him. He was crying. He was sulking. He wanted to just go home. Actually, he wanted her to go home, send her away. So I don't know. I don't know if she's a good waifu. She's a menace. But there's another top waifu from She-Ra that doesn't really get enough love. And because we recently finished Avengers and we unveiled Wasp as one of the new all-time top waifus, even if the show is done, we're still going to see Wasp more and more. But in the meantime, we've got other waifus who still want the spotlight, and they're willing to steal Wasp's outfit to do it. So yeah, you guys already know. I'm not even playing the music. That's right. We got Sweet Bee here, and she's rocking her own version of the Wasp costume. You know, it's not exact. You know, she did a little bit of color alterations there. She also wants you to support the war effort, but you guys have done that soundly. Okay, soundly supported the war effort tonight. But that's right, we've got Sweet Bee from She-Ra, one of the all-time classic episodes, The Birth of Frostiflakes. Okay, that's the origin. The origin of the Frostiflakes meme comes from Sweet Bee, proving that He-Man is not gay. All right. Some people think that, you know, He-Man is gay for Skeletor or whatever the hell they think. Oh, no. He-Man actually has a big case of the not gays because he was all over Sweet Bee, okay? Frosta who? Frosta was basically throwing herself at He-Man. In fact, I think she was literally throwing herself at He-Man. She ended up underneath him at one point. She laid a big old smooch on him at the end of the episode. But, yeah, He-Man wouldn't give her the time of day because he was trying to get some honey from Sweet Bee, all right? Got a big old case of the not gays, all right? So, yeah, we've got the origin of the Frostiflakes meme here with Sweet Bee. So, of course, she needed a pinup done in the Wasp outfit. Of course, it's the alteration, the Orbital Station dress code approved as Master Kraken. He's also very good at designing these waifu outfits. So he put her in a Wasp-style outfit there. So that's our first waifu here, as you guys have soundly supported the war effort tonight. Really appreciate the support. Big support tonight. Let's freaking go. Oh, Whis is back!
Chester Stevens rules.
That's, man, see, you guys are awesome. You guys, even when you are emblazoned in the boss battle, all right, you're still like, you know what? All hail. You guys are awesome. Being real polite to each other. That's why I love the Baconeers. And whoa, holy shit. Actually, with that, Whis actually resumes Stream Boss, not just from Chester, but from Daryl as well. Daryl, you've got some competition now, buddy. The Undertaker, the streak, it's on the line. Waifu Mania running wild. Whis has reclaimed the Stream Boss. Massive support tonight. What an epic level combat here. The gladiators would even blush at this, man. Holy shit. All hail Whis once again. One more time. Get those pizza rolls raining. Get the waifu swinging again. She shook off Kitty again too, man. One of these days, Kitty will get there, you know. But thank you so much, man. Massive support. Holy shit. Oh, buddy. And that also puts us, let's check the meter again. we are now halfway there, living on a prayer for a 7th pinup. And don't worry, I got you covered. I think I got like 10 or 11 prepared for tonight. I always like to have more than enough. Although sometimes you guys surprise me. You know, I'm always blown away by the generosity, but sometimes it goes even further beyond, and I have to pull up spare pinups that I don't even have the slides ready for. But I got 11 slides prepared, so we've got more than enough. So we're good to go. We're halfway there, living on a prayer to that 7th one, but we still got 5 more to go. This is just one down, 5 more to go. Okay, so keep those wrangling devices ready. Make sure you've tuned up your Samaflange, because here's the next one coming in hot. From Master Godai, a.k.a. Mr. Two Scoops. We call him that because he takes the original recipe or design, you know, I call it a recipe, you know, for the waifu, the original design, and he adds in 2 scoops, makes them extra thick, all right? That's why I was saying before, I don't think Master Godai has ever drawn a skinny waifu in his life. So we've got, and again, you guys can guess this one. I'm not even going to play the music. I'm not going to have you guess.
Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats!
I heard there's another super chat. Did I guess the amount right?
You sure did. You sure did, Daryl Waylick. You see that? That thunder cake, okay? Running wild there. Chitara, ho! Let's go. All right, and Daryl Waylick has actually resumed Stream Boss. The battle still rages on. I thought it was going to be all over, you know, because Chester was like, hey, I'm bowing out. I'm giving this one to Whis. But then Daryl comes in, the Undertaker of Waifu Mania. And then Whis was like, hey, not so fast. I may be polite, but I'm still going after Stream Boss. And Daryl says, well, I got to test out that new super chat there. Getting Kitara running wild. Bloodworks here too. For crying in the mud, Bobby.
Whis' reign at the top was short like leprechauns.
I don't know. He had a good run. Okay? Whis is actually, I think he's been up there for the majority of the stream. His name was up there for a good long while, okay? So total flute victory to Bloodwork. Total flute victory to everybody, man. Thank you so much. All right. And Daryl Waylick, once again, we're hailing Daryl Waylick. Stream Boss. Pizza rolls raining. Waifu is swanging. Kitty's there too. All right. The whole gang is here. The whole gang is here. What a battle. What a battle we've had tonight. This is awesome. All right. So yeah, without further ado, I don't even need, you guys have already been guessing. I know you know. I know you know. But did you know what she was wearing? Did you guys tune in this past Saturday? Do you remember the episode? That's the only thing I'm going to make you guess. What was she wearing? Okay. She had a couple of outfits, actually. A couple of standout outfits in this past Saturday's episode of Super Mario Brothers 3. Let's see who got it right. Taverns poll, that's right, Milli Vanilli, but we got to update it, okay? Because she was, I think it was a little overdressed, okay? I don't know about you guys, but whenever I go to a concert, man, it's they never have the AC turned up high enough in a concert, man. You always end up sweating by the end of the night.
This is it for me. All hail Chester and Daryl. Thanks again for your work, Bacon.
Whis, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Total flute victory, man. That's flute power, man. Channeling the Vril there with the flute as he reclaims Stream Boss one final time. Will he be able to hold on to it through the night? We'll see. We'll see. This is the last segment of the show. We got a few more waifus to go. You might have it, though, buddy. You never know. Daryl might come back. It's still anybody's ball game. But for the time being, you are the Stream Boss, and if you can make it through the waifu roundup, you've got it, buddy. All right, let's go. Thank you so much, man. Massive support tonight, man. I'm so glad you enjoy the content, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. This is the best community on YouTube. Thank you, Whis. So yeah, we've got from Master Godai the Milli Vanilli outfit, but modified because, you know, concerts, it's never enough air conditioning in a concert. You know what I mean? I think they blow it all on the stage to make sure the band doesn't overheat. But, you know, the crowd is just left sweltering. So Princess Toadstool, she made the necessary adjustments, or I guess it would be Master Godai who made the necessary adjustments there to the outfit. So it'd be a little bit cooler, you know, because sweatshirt and long pants, not what I would recommend wearing to a concert. This one's much better. Plus, it's Orbital Station Dress code approved. Let's go. Let's go. So Princess Toadstool rocking that Milli Vanilli outfit from the episode of Saturday morning cartoon Super Mario Brothers 3. Good times. Good times. Even though they played that same generic rock song of it's like a knockoff of Beat It. They play that in Captain N because I guess they didn't have the licensing rights to whatever Milli Vanilli tracks they played. So that was a bit of a bummer, or maybe not. I don't know who really wants to hear Milli Vanilli. But Princess Toadstool does, apparently. She's a big fan. But yeah, it's a great pinup here from Master Godai. Mr. Two Scoops knocking it out of the park. Next up, okay, waifu number 3. Now we're going to Odacat. Like I said, we got a guest appearance from Odacat here.
You're really stacked, aren't you?
Godai.
Godai. Yeah, that is, I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, it's Godai, right? Godai. So yes, thank you, Daryl Waylick, resuming his position as stream boss. I had a feeling. Okay, I had a feeling like that's why he's the Undertaker of Waifu Mania. Okay, he's got the undefeated streak. Daryl Waylick taking it back. But you know what? I tell you what. Because Whis, you are a new face around these parts, all right? And I appreciate the massive support right out the gate. So guess what? You're going to get the Stream Boss prize along with Daryl, okay? We're going to have co-bosses tonight. So Daryl Waylick, you get the prize. You get to choose a waifu to get the pinup treatment. And Whis, you also get the Stream Boss prize. You get to choose a waifu to get the pinup treatment to be revealed in a future Sterner Stuff live stream, all right? I might even give one to Chester Stevens because all 3 of you, such massive support tonight. You're all hitting that $100 mark. Anytime somebody hits the $100 mark, it's like, you know what? I got to give it to you. I like how we have the Stream Boss battle. It's a lot of fun. But when it's that close with that amount, then I got to give it to all of you. You know what I mean? So hail Daryl, the official Stream Boss. But you know what, Whis, you're getting the prize. Chester, you get a waifu, and you get a waifu, and you get a waifu, okay? All three of you get to choose a waifu to get the pinup treatment, all right? That's all you got to do is just message me on Discord or email me at orbitalbaconofficial@gmail.com and let me know the waifu of your choosing. Can be anybody, any waifu of your choice that get the pinup treatment, okay? And she'll be revealed on a future Sterner Stuff. Really appreciate the support tonight, guys. You guys are fucking awesome, all right? You guys are fucking awesome. All right, now, let's see if you can guess this waifu, okay? This one is by Odacat, and you guys always impress me with how you're able to guess despite how the silhouette may not give that much away. So I'm thinking you'll be able to guess this one. We'll see. Who's that waifu? Who could it be now? Mermista? No, not Mermista. Not Ariel. It is from a show that we recently watched, but not on Saturday morning. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. A show we recently watched, but not on Saturday morning. It was a mighty battle indeed, Chester. It was a mighty battle indeed. That's why you're all getting the prize. Who's that waifumon? Nope, not Frosta. Come on, I know somebody will get it. You guys always... There you go, Taverns Pull. That's right. Courtesy of Odacat, we got Tula from Pirates of Darkwater. All right, she was like the main waifu. There were a couple other one-off waifus, some wenches, if you will. She was the main wench, okay? And it was a wench fight in that show. They were saying wench like almost every episode. It was pretty crazy. I'm surprised they got away with it. But yeah, we've got, courtesy of Odacat, we've got Tula from Pirates of Darkwater. Taverns Pool got it right. There you go. Booga booga, wooga wooga. Let's go. Top shelf waifu indeed, man. Pirates of Darkwater is an underrated show. I don't even know if it would be considered underrated because I know a lot of people do like it. It's often recommended or requested. I think that's the word, requested. And I've had to tell so many people that it gets blocked. I can't put it in Saturday morning lineups. So what did we do? Well, thanks to the courtesy of the Baconeers, I ordered the DVDs and we watched it in the Discord. All 21 episodes. It's one of those shows that got cut off early, much like the Thundercat show that we're currently watching. Yeah, it's just like that. It got ended before its time, right in the middle of the plot. I think they had only found 7 of the 13 pieces of rule. So we didn't even really get a good resolution to the story. Not necessarily a cliffhanger. It just sort of ended on like a filler episode, but very much unresolved. So ended before its time. It's a shame, but it will be remembered fondly. And of course, the waifu Top Shelf will also be remembered fondly. Now she's been immortalized as a pinup here, courtesy of Odacat. So thank you. Tavern's Pull, I believe, is the one who suggested this one too. Forgotten more than underrated. Yeah, I like I said, I wouldn't even say it was forgotten because I get requested, still to this day, every now and then people will say, hey, can you play Pirates of Darkwater, So yeah, really good stuff there. Okay, so that's 3. That's 3. In fact, let me check the meter again because we might have 7. I know we've got at least 6 waifus to unlock. 3 down, 3 to go. Let's check the meter again. Holy shit. Okay, 7. So 3 down, 4 to go. All right, 3 down, 4 to go. All right, so this next one. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Whoa, buddy, what happened there? What happened there? That's not is that the next waifu? Hold on, let me check. Hit the button by accident. Oh, that is the next waifu. Okay, no, we're good to go. We're good to go. All right, next waifu. This one was featured in a previous Saturday morning. Not this past Saturday. It was a couple of Saturdays ago. But she was an instant favorite, okay? Became an instant favorite. Now, if I told you, if I gave you a hint, like the one that I'm thinking of, it would give it away. So I'm trying to think of another hint. What's another thing that could, because any hint I give would probably give it away. But this one is courtesy of Master Krakken. It's a new waifu. I guess that's not, because there's a lot of we've had a lot of new waifus recently, so that one won't really give it away. So it's a new waifu. We did see her featured in a previous Saturday morning, not this past Saturday, it was like a couple Saturdays ago. And she was brand new to the channel, had not been featured before. So you're guessing Terra from Herculoids. Not a bad guess, but it's not her. But it's like, that's basically the only clue I can give without just immediately giving it away. New waifu, though, and she became an instant favorite. All right. She had a really good meme. Actually, we had quite a few memes from the show. And we're going to be seeing more of that show real soon. Not tomorrow, but real soon. We're going to be seeing more of it because it was like an instant favorite. There you go. Painting and Rambling. Ron McChaos got it. That's right. We've got Isis from The Secret of Isis. And it looks like she might be having a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction. I think Kitty got to it. Kitty's always known for shredding up outfits. That's why she looks a little perturbed there. You can see the vein emoji popping in her forehead there. Looks a little perturbed. I can't even say that word. Looks a little vexed. All right. We'll just say something that I can actually pronounce. Looking a little vexed there as it appears Kitty has gotten to her outfit. Okay. Yeah. Kitty's acting up, man. He's acting up. Ich bin Isis. That's right. Ich bin Isis. It's from The Secret of Isis. All right. Or We Have Wonder Woman at Home. So this was an instant favorite show, instant favorite waifu. Lots of memes just from that one episode. We got so many memes right away. The Ich bin Shira applies to her almost better than it does to Shira. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. So if you know, you know. So yeah, Ich bin Isis. It was a lot of fun, and we are definitely going to be seeing more of this show in the very near future. Maybe even next week. I don't know. I tried to space it out without having the shows duplicate too many times, like 2 weeks in a row, anything like that. So now that it's been a couple of weeks, we'll probably see it very soon. But a live action waifu, courtesy of Master Krakken, always knocking it out of the park. Our two main artists, they always, Master Godai, Master Krakken, they always knock it out of the park, man. Never had a doubt. So there you go. We've got Isis from Secret of Isis. A little bit redundant, but you guys know who it is. All right, so that was waifu number 4. So we got 3 more to go, okay? 3 more to go. Next up, another new waifu that had been previously unwrangled here on the channel, never before seen. It's a show everybody knows. In fact, some of you are already guessing this one, so you should really have no trouble guessing her this time. She's got her own scene here. My goodness, got her own scene. Looks like she's shooting a movie. What is this? Action. That's right. It's Tara. Yeah, I'm not even going to play the music. Okay. Yeah, you guys are like, okay, that's Tara. Yeah, you already know who it is. You already know who it is. That's right. So from the Herculoids, we've got Tara in Cave MILFs from Space. Look at the cue card there. It says MK Corman. It's like Master Kraken Corman, you know, Roger Corman reference, because Cave MILFs from Space sounds like something that Roger Corman totally would have made. And Tara here is the star. She's got the jungle bikini on. If the jungle miniskirt wasn't already enough, she had that sort of like space jungle miniskirt going. Well, Master Kraken's like, here, I'll do you one better. Let's go full Corman style and make it a jungle leaf bikini. And she's even got some props there. You can see she's sitting on the little glob and gloop or gloop and gleep or whatever their names were. And I don't know if you can see down at the very bottom of the screen, there's Ditto. Ditto's like, hey, wait, I'm a little slime creature too. Me next. Yeah, Gleep and Glurp. It should have been me. Well, the one guy's telling Ditto to get the hell out of there. There's already, you know, get in line. You know what I mean? Like, we already got the roles filled here. And, you know, we're going to be the props as we've got Tara from the Herculoids and Cave MILFs from Space. Yeah, Yam leaves. There you go. Yam leaves. That makes Kitty's job pretty easy, okay? I'd say better watch out for Kitty on that one, because it's just leaves. It's just leaves. So there you go. You got Tara from the Herculoids as waifu number 5. Number 5, man. Hell yeah, good stuff. All right, we got two more to go. You guys ready? Are you still got your wrangle devices tuned up, ready to go? Somebody get Tara in your stable, okay? I don't think we've done some stable reviews in the past, and I've got some more coming. It's been a while since we've done a stable review, but I've got some more on the way. And I don't know that Tara's ever been wrangled, or Isis for that matter, or Sweet Bee. Have any of these waifus been in a stable? Man, somebody get them in your stable, all right? Get these waifus wrangled, okay? All right, so that's Tara from the Herculoids, waifu number 5. We got 2 more to go. Next up, another one from Master Kraken. This was also a waifu featured in a previous Saturday morning, not this past Saturday, but a couple of Saturdays ago. In fact, the only hint that I'll give you is she was in volume 100, okay? This was a waifu featured in volume 100, which was like an all-star lineup. Had a lot of top waifus in there. Best episodes were in there. And this one is a favorite. In fact, she has her own super chat pop-up. All right, so that's the only hint that I can really give you without giving it away, that this waifu is an all-time top waifu. She is on the channel anyway. I don't know if she's considered all-time like Rogue and April and stuff like we saw last week, but she's definitely a top waifu here on the channel. She was featured in volume 100, and she has her own super chat pop-up, all right? The only other hint that I can really give you, because I see a lot of people saying Shira, Morgana, Topaz. So, no, it's not Shira. I don't know if Shira is in volume 100. The only other hint that I can give you is that she's a variant, okay? This is a variant of her normal appearance. I feel like that would give it away pretty well. Maybe not. Hopefully it's not too obvious of a hint, but this is a variant waifu. There you go. See, I knew it. Tavern's full. Hey, Reverb 154 with a visit from the Gyat Fairy. Let's go.
Tempting, but I would need to prepare for not only Tara, but the rest of the Herculoids as well. I like being Reverb 154, and I am in no hurry to go any higher.
Yeah, you might have to battle, shit, what's the guy's name? I only remember her name. Like, I know it's the Herculoids, and the little blobs are like Gleep and Gloop or whatever their names are. And then I just remember Tara. I don't remember any of the other characters' names because they're not really worth remembering. But you would have to battle in the Crossfire arena because she's technically already taken, but that's why the name of the movie was Cave MILFs from Space, So, but yeah, Tavern's Full got it. Evil Zelda, that's right, Goth Zelda, as we call her, the variant of a top waifu featured in volume 100, the episode with Goth Zelda, and the super chat pop-up, the Excuse Me princess, where she's stepping on Link. But this is also a variant of the variant, because not only is it Goth Zelda, but it's bikini armor Goth Zelda. She's got the cape, she's got the helmet, she's got Torgo's staff of power. She's saying, it's my turn. Now I have the power. That's right. Courtesy of Master Krakken, we have Goth Zelda in evil bikini armor. Okay, so she's gone full evil as if she wasn't already. She's gone full evil in the bikini armor, rocking the evil sorceress look, kind of like Morgana. You know, she's got the helmet, the cape, the staff, Torgo's staff of power there. So that's right. We've got Goth Zelda here as waifu number 6. One more to go. One more to go. Massive support from the Baconeers tonight. I'm glad that I made extra, okay? I'm glad that I got extra prepared tonight because we needed them. We needed them. Yeah, the Z. Z for Zelda. Z for Zook.
We like Zook, see?
Yeah, we like Zook, see? Okay, the Z is for Zook. Zook, Zook, Booga, Booga, Zook, Zook, Booga, Booga, and the Wooga, Wooga, okay? Damn, let's go. That is a barely there bikini, okay? That is definitely Orbital Station dress code approved. Maybe even a little further beyond. Okay, that's like barely there, hanging on by a thread. Bringing back that fashion trend we were talking about earlier with Chitara, the low rise, okay? Forget those mom jeans. We like the low rise, okay? Well, Zelda went really low. Holy shit, you know, it's too much power. Too much power, extra thick. Let's go. All right. Now, last but certainly not least, we got one more for you. This one is courtesy of Odacat, and this one might be a little bit difficult to guess. I mean, if you're really familiar with the character, you can probably guess it, but I'm thinking that the hairstyle is going to throw a lot of people off. I feel like people are going to start guessing K right away, but it's not K. Whoa, Tavern's Pole! How did you, like, right away? I thought this was going to give you guys a little more trouble. But Tavern's Pole, like, first guess. Holy shit. That's right. You guys already know we're a big fan of the Shantae series here. She always dances our way through the credits, right? Dancing through the credits to end every stream. But she's not the only waifu from the game. In fact, that game is stacked and packed wall to wall with waifus. Not only is there Shantae, there's also Risky Boots, and my personal favorite, Roddy Tops. Let's go. Rocking the naked overalls there. A popular fashion trend since the fall. It's actually been a popular trend since the fall. So almost a year. Once we get through summer, get into fall of this year, that'll be a year-long fashion trend. But that's how they go. They're not even really trends here on the station. And most of these, they're so good that they're here to stay. Not like the mom jeans where they've worn out their welcome. The fashion trends here are eternal. For good reason. Let's go. So with the tiny overalls, we've got Roddy Tops from the Shantae game series, courtesy of Odacat. Let's go. Yeah, I think she's kind of an underrated waifu. Most people go for Shantae, who, don't get me wrong, deserves the top spot. But then I see a lot of people going for Risky Boots. And while I like Risky Boots, you know, she's waifu status, but my personal favorite, at least after Shantae, would have to be Roddy Tops, man. She's so hilarious. Always has a lot of phrasing in her dialogue, okay? Yeah, she's cute, right? She's cute. She's adorable. So we've got Roddy Tops here from the Shantae series. Now, let me check the meter one more time. I don't think we are that close to the next one, so I'm not really going to try to hot dog and grandstand. We're kind of in sliver country down there. But if anybody felt so inclined to fill up that meter one more time, well, guess who's next? You can't just have Roddy Tops. You got to have someone else. So if you felt so inclined to fill up that meter one more time, you already know who you're going to get there.
Any chance we are close to another unlock?
Not that close, man. Not that close. Oh, man, she almost passed that stealth check. I was getting a little worried there. We are about quarter of the way. We're about a quarter of the way to the next meter, and you can see who it is. You can already tell. You can already tell who it is, but you don't know what outfit she's wearing, okay? I can tell you this, it's not her normal outfit. It is one of the Orbital Station fashion trends, one of the popular ones, just like the tiny overalls, but it's not tiny overalls. It's a different fashion trend. So you already know who you're going to get if you feel so inclined to fill that meter one more time. But I'm not really going to drag it out too much because we've been going for about 2.5 hours. Holy shit, we're on the
That's
chaos!
more like it. I'm all hot and bothered. Ooh, so exciting.
Oh, what the hell?
Holy shit, Ranma Chaos getting Bayonetta all hot and bothered there. Let's go. Where does that put us? That put us in Sliver Country. Well, if shit, we can't stop here. We're in Sliver Country. Might as well get to this next one. Yeah, that was based. Thank you, Ranma Chaos, man. Holy shit. Massive support from so many Baconeers tonight. Hail, Ranma. Hail, Whis. Chester Stevens. Hail. All of you guys, man. Wow. Wow, Ranma Chaos, I think that puts you, because you were stream boss for a little bit earlier on. I'm pretty sure that puts you close to where Daryl, Whis, and Chester are. So, waifu for you too. All right? Waifu for you too. You get a waifu, and Chester gets a waifu, and Whis gets a waifu, and Daryl gets a waifu.
Yes! Yes!
For the cause.
10 big Bison Bucks from Reverb to hit us out of Sliver Country right there. Thank you.
Yes!
Oh, and Whis too.
Yes!
Push it over the edge. All hail Chester, Daryl, and Ranma.
And then 10 big Bison. Yes! And then 10 big Bison Bucks to Chester. We've got a Bison Buck train.
I dug through the couch cushions and found a little change.
It found 10 big Bison Bucks in there. Let's go. Yes! And Arcade 8 what? What?
Last push.
Holy shit, it's pushed way over the edge. We're like a quarter of the way into the next one. Okay, we're almost halfway, a little more than quarter of the way. We're almost halfway to the next one. That's more than a push. We had a Bison Buck train, okay? We're fueling up the BOOGA train with Bison Bucks. All right, that's a lot of B's. All right, the BOOGA train with big Bison Bucks on the BOOGA train. Let's go. All right, well then, without further ado, do you guys want to guess what outfit she's wearing? Like I said, it is a Orbital Station fashion trend, so you should be able to guess it. We've seen bikini armor. We've seen tiny overalls. What have we not seen tonight?
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. That's right. Jubilee's go, go, going right there. We hadn't seen Jubilee tonight. The spacesuit? No, not a spacesuit. Belly dancer outfit? Belly dancer waifu? You're close. You're close. Maybe that's what, I don't know. Do we have an official name? Do we have an official name for this one? I mean, I know what I call it whenever I request it from the artist. I always call it the same thing. But I don't know if you call it that here.
Triplets.
I do hate slivers. Unless I am the one playing slivers.
That's real. That's so real, man. That is so real. Like, I used to piss people off with the sliver deck, man, like all the time. I used to piss them off. All right, well, we are now halfway there, living on a prayer to the next one. Holy shit, Wiz! Whoa, buddy! Whoa! I'm getting mesmerized.
I really think we need Bakshi, but let's see what you've behind curtain number 2.
Holy shit, Wiz, thank you so much. He took over Stream Boss. He actually dethroned Daryl for real. I mean, like I said, you guys are all winners tonight. But whoa, buddy, Wiz actually took over Stream Boss, took it back from Daryl. He might be upsetting the Undertaker of Waifu Mania, ending the streak, and actually put us in Sliver Country for yet another pinup. Man, I'm glad I prepared extras tonight. Whoa, buddy, let's go. All right, well, let me hurry up and reveal this one before the next one is due. So I call this one the Savage Land bikini, okay? Maybe you call it the Jungle bikini. I don't know, that's sort of what Tara was wearing when it's made out of leaves and stuff. But a popular trend that we've seen with recent waifus is what I like to call the Savage Land bikini, inspired by Savage Land Rogue. If you guys are familiar with the comic from the 90s or the new run, she actually had a mini series. It was like 5 issues called Rogue in the Savage Land. And it brings back that Savage Land bikini. So it has become a new fashion trend here on the Orbital Station, the latest and greatest. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's right. So we've got Savage Land Shantae. Okay, Savage Land Shantae, where they... Oh, Chongo Longo! 10 big Bison Bucks.
Chongo Longo.
Chongo Longo, let's go, man. 10 big Bison Bucks to get us out of Sliver Country there. Holy shit. Or was that, yeah, that is out of Sliver Country, right? Did I do the math on that right? I think so. Let me just refresh it. I'll just refresh it and make the bar update. I'm pretty sure that got us out. Yep. Bam. Nice and even. Nice and even. Holy shit. So Savage Land Shantae. So it's usually the default outfit, kind of like what Rogue did. Again, inspired by Rogue and the Savage Land. So when it's like the default outfit and then it gets torn up to be a jungle style bikini, I call it the Savage Land bikini. The latest and greatest fashion trend here on the Orbital Station, not going anywhere anytime soon. You're going to see more waifus rocking this style. We've seen Princess Lana in this. Who else have we seen? We've seen Jubilee of the Jungle rocking this. Quite a few waifus, all right? So Shantae is the latest to rock this fashion here. Savage Land Shantae, let's go. You guys digging it? Approved? Or Baconeer approved? Yeah? Hell yeah. Okay. Now, next up, because we got another one. Oh yeah, Nocturna, Coco Artist. That's right. You put Nocturna in a Savage Land bikini. That's right, man. Thank you. That was really cool. I remember that. That was really cool. Yeah, one's up, approved. Fashion trend approved. One's up if you approve, okay? Fashion trend approved. I think so. It's my new favorite one. I think this one, tiny overalls was like, because we've got a lot of them. I love the bikini armor. I like the jungle bikinis that are made out of leaves like that. I love those. But the tiny overalls was probably my last favorite. I mean, I like them all, but that was like the top one. And now this one is, I think, my new favorite. The Savage Land bikini. I think this has become my new favorite one. So yeah, but we got so many good ones. You know, of course, the tiny mini skirt. That's the classic. That's where it all began, with the tiny mini skirt. So we got to bring some of those back too. But we got so many good fashion trends here on the station, man. All right, so next up, since we unlocked another one, this is another waifu that was featured in a recent lineup. I think it was post Volume 100. It wasn't Volume 100. So it wasn't like the All-Star lineup. It was either 101 or 102. Not this past week. Or was it this past week? Actually, I think, hold on. I'm kind of forgetting now. It was either this last week or the week before. But it's another new waifu. It was from a show that was new to the channel. I know the silhouette's going to throw you off. A lot of you guys are thinking Sheila from Dungeons & Dragons. But it's a new waifu from a show that was new to the channel. Holy shit, Daryl Whalen, let's go! Mesmermized.
One for my Maya buddy T-Bone. This one's for you.
Yeah, you know, T-Bone, he had some IRL stuff to do, so he is MIA tonight, man. So for our MIA buddy T-Bone, shout out for T-Bone, getting us about halfway there to the next one. Holy shit. Thank you, Daryl Whalick, and resuming stream. I kind of had a feeling, I didn't know, because it was such a big push there from Wiz to reclaim Stream Boss. I'm like, you know what? He might have gotten it. He might have ended the streak there, but Daryl Whalick came back and said, I'm Undertaker of Waifu Mania for a reason. Let's go. So thank you, man. Massive support, man. Thank you guys so much. So I see a lot of people guessing Sheila. It's not Sheila. It's a new waifu. It was a new show and a new waifu. There you go. Philip Fabian, the witch from Neverending Story. It's okay if you don't remember her name. I don't blame you for that. But that's exactly who it was. Zaida. That was her name, Zaida, from the Neverending Story. That's right. And she is rocking the bikini armor. In fact, she's holding the key there, so she might actually have the chastity belt on. You guys remember that? It was pretty funny. Master Krakken put the chastity belt, the Everlast from Robin Hood, Prince and Thieves, or not Prince of Thieves, Men in Tights. Sorry, that Prince of Thieves was the serious movie. Men in Tights was the funny one with the chastity belt. So yeah, it was medieval Charlie Girl from Biker Mice, and Master Krakken just on his I didn't even ask for him to do it. He just did it as like a joke, and it was really funny. But he gave her the chastity belt. Well, it looks like Zaida has one as well. I don't know. Maybe she's wearing it. Maybe she just has the key to Charlie Girls. I don't know. But it is the evil waifu from the Neverending Story cartoon. So if you recognize the mask, and like, I know it was kind of throwing you off, the hood and the cape made it seem like Sheila.
One last push for waifu and glory.
For the waifus, for the glory. Let's go. Whis. By like 10 cents. I've never seen a battle this close. Like, we've seen battles that are like $1 apart, but I don't think I've ever seen a battle that was like 10 cents apart. Actually, technically, because you used a different name for a couple of the super chats, so you have like, what is it, 5 or 10 extra? So technically, you're not just 10 cents. You're like $5.10 ahead. You know, at least. I don't know. Were you also, was it you that said Wiss All Hail Chester or something? There was like a long name for one of them. I don't know if that was you, if that was someone else just putting that as their name to hail both of you. But at the very least, I know there's an additional 5 that is attributed to you. So while it looks like it's just 10 cents apart, which is pretty crazy, it's $5.10. But you know, we're not, you're all winners. I've already declared you're all winners. It doesn't matter. So yeah, we've got Zaida from the Neverending Story, the evil witch waifu there, which had a mirror, which normally the clones are evil, but because she's already evil, the clone was good. All right, so nice. We had her twice in there, casting Wrangle magic, pretty good. And Master Krakken appears to have strapped her into an everlast chastity belt, but she's got the key. She's got the key already ready to go. All right, so let me refresh one more time just to make sure, because that's 9 waifus down. I do have one more already prepared. I'm glad I did. My goodness. But let me just make sure we're not already there. Okay, no, we're halfway. Okay, so we're halfway to the next one. But it's almost time for Space Precinct 2040, so we're probably going to go ahead and wrap up the show. I'll do a quick recap of all the waifus, because holy shit, massive support tonight. You guys unlocked a whole bunch of waifus tonight. Oh, Daryl Waylick, all hail! All hail the stream boss, Daryl Waylick.
Wiss, you're playing with the big boys. Welcome, glad to have you.
Oh man, Wiss has really, like, for a newcomer, man, he has made his presence known, hitting the scene with a bang, okay? That's awesome. Like, Wiss is already one of the top contenders here. It's like when Stone Cold first showed up and just was instantly like badass, you know, once he actually adopted the Stone Cold gimmick. I'm not talking when he was the ringmaster, you know, but once like the actual Stone Cold Steve Austin, man, he's just like, holy shit, instant favorite. Undertaker too, actually, that's kind of an apt thing, not just for the undefeated streak, but Undertaker made a big impact as soon as he showed up too. So man, Wiss already in the big leagues there, man. Thank you so much. And Daryl Waylick, all hail, all hail. Pizza rolls raining for both of you. Get the waifu swanging twice. All right, get her swanging twice, back and forth there. All right, and holy shit, man, this is crazy amounts of support tonight. Getting so close to that 10th one there. But let's recap real quick, because I do appreciate it, man. You guys unlocked a lot of really good pinups tonight. We had Zaida from the Neverending Story. We had Shantae rocking the Savage Land bikini there. Very nice, very nice. We got Roddy Tops. We can't ignore one of the other top waifus from Shantae. Okay, she needs more love. Rocking the tiny overalls there. We've got Zelda, Goth Zelda, in fact, rocking the tiny bikini armor. Low ride, all right, low rise or whatever it's called, you know, not doing the whole mom jeans thing, quite the opposite, in fact, defying gravity, just like Chitara with the low rise there. Then we had Tara from the Herculoids, starring in Cave MILFs from Space, directed by Master Krakken Corman, right, as it says on the cue card there. Then we had Isis from the Secret of Isis, looking a little vexed. I think Kitty might have already gotten to her wardrobe there. Looking a little vexed there, but hey, we all win, right? Then we had Tula from Pirates of Darkwater, courtesy of Odacat. Very good, classic waifu, underrated. Then we had Princess Toadstool from the Super Mario Bros. 3 in her Milli Vanilli outfit, altered to be a little more appropriate, because you don't want to wear a sweatshirt and long pants to a concert. You're just asking for a heat stroke at that point. And then last but certainly not least, we had Sweet Bee from She-Ra, Princess of Power, wearing the Wasp uniform, at least the Master Krakken rendition of the Wasp uniform, because, you know, she wanted to steal the spotlight just like she stole He-Man away from Frosta. Created the Frosta Flakes meme right there. Let's go. Let's go. And as the sign says, you guys did. It's not asking you to support the war effort. It's telling you you did support the war effort. Let's freaking go. Thank you guys so much. Massive support from all the Baconeers tonight. We had a battle for top contender. Daryl Walick, Wiss, Chester Stevens, Ron McChaos. All 4 of you get to select a waifu of your choice. You can message me on Discord or you can email me at orbitalbaconofficial@gmail.com and let me know the waifu of your choice that you would like to see get the pinup treatment to be featured in a future Sterner Stuff, all right? And I'm also, when I post these, okay, I'm going to post these 9 that you just saw, but you're actually going to get 10 posted in the waifu roundup in the Discord because we got a bonus waifu. Remember the one from last week that had kind of like the weird camera angle, so it looked like her feet were hanging off the deck, right? And Kitty was sailing off into the sunset with his prize. And we just barely didn't get it. And I was like, well, maybe we'll save it for next week. Well, because I couldn't figure out a way to make it not look awkward on the bow of the ship there, you know, see how like most of the waifus, they look like they're standing on the bow, but it looked like her feet were hanging off and I just couldn't get it to look right. So instead it's a bonus. So you're actually going to get 10 posted in the waifu roundup. Okay. Cause we had so much awesome support tonight. All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you to each and every one of you that donated tonight, all right? We had the 4 stream bosses. Like I said, you all get it. We also had DeHarka88, Alchemy, Chester Stevens, Wiss, Daryl, Walick, let's see, Ron McChaos, Bloodwork, Titan D, Reverb 154. I'm scrolling through all of them. I want to give you guys all a shout out. And it's like, holy cow, this boss battle was insane. Why won't it let me scroll down? What's going on with the thing? Okay, there we go. Alchemy. Did I say Alchemy? It's not letting me scroll. Hold on. I'm going to refresh the page. I'm trying to scroll through and give you guys a shout out. Give me just a second here. Okay, there we go. Titan D, Ron McChaos, DeHarka88, Ganjizi Fashizi, Reverb 154, the Triforce Kid, Painting and Rambling. Let's see who else was on here. I don't want to miss anybody. Crossfire's on here. And I think that might be all. I don't know. It seems to be like glitching out. It doesn't want to let me scroll through all of these. But thank you, everybody who donated tonight. Really appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Each and every one of you, okay? Your time is valuable, and I appreciate you staying through. We went for nearly 3 hours. Time just flies by when you're having fun with the Baconeers. So I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out on the stream tonight. I hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. Be sure to like up the stream if you enjoyed the madness, all right? And we will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Saturday morning cartoons. And if you're not tired yet and you're in the mood for some live action Zook and plenty of jank to go along with it, then head over to Bacon Bits as soon as the stream is over here because it'll be ending just in time for the start of Space Precinct 2040 right over on Bacon Bits, okay? Otherwise, I hope to see you tomorrow morning for Saturday morning cartoons and tomorrow night for Anime Grindhouse over on Bacon Bits, midnight Eastern Standard Time, all right? Thank you, each and every one of you Baconeers, best community on YouTube. I love you all. Stay awesome. Stay based. God bless you all. Let me leave you now with an awesome moment of Zook. This is appropriate, okay? This is an appropriate moment of Zook. Let's fucking rock. Hell yeah, that was like one of my favorite moments of Zook so far. All right, thank you guys. That's the show for tonight. Until next time, remember.
Until all is one.
Yes, until all is one.
Thank you for visiting me. It's been real.
Tomorrow.
Goodbye, ninjas.
She's simply awesome. She dashed by me in painted on jeans. And all had turned 'cause she was the cream. In the blink of an eye, I knew her number and her name. Yeah. She said I was the tiger she wanted to tame. Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dream. And our hearts, they're beating one. No more love on the run. I lose my cool when she steps in the room. And I get so excited just from her perfume. Electric eyes that you can't ignore. And passion burns